One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yay, good, you?
Oh, great. I can't believe how many people. We already have 152 people on the stream.
Yay!
Yeah, big applause to everybody. I'm Chucky tonight. I'm Chucky, so I'll be your friend until the end. So welcome everybody. We've got the whole Spooky Studio gang here, and I'm so excited. We've all been preparing for this, waiting for the big day, and here we are. Happy Halloween to everybody. So let's just kind of go from kind of left to right and ask everybody who they are and what they're portraying. And I see somebody in the middle there from downstate Columbus, Ohio. Natalie, tell us about what you are tonight.
Hello, I'm very happy to be here. I am Samara, otherwise known as the girl from The Ring. So I can look very ominous here, my very long hair, and yeah, very, very exciting.
What about you? What about you, Maddie? What are you tonight?
I am Raven from the Night Begins to Shine version, Teen Titans Go, or a Crow Witch, if you have no idea what I'm talking about.
There you go. There you go. And tell us about your the thingy up there. Tell us who made that. That's kind of cool.
My husband Brian made this.
Yes.
All by himself on his 3D printer with his magical art abilities that I do not have myself.
Yes. Yes. Well, there you go. I have no art abilities. I can't even draw a stick man. Anybody's listened to the show knows. And in the lower corner there, we've got Dar Harold, but tonight she's someone different. Dar Harold, who are you?
I am Medusa. See, I wore some shades because I didn't want to turn you to stone when you look in my eyes, but Maddie says she'll use her magic and unstone everyone. So
there you go. You look marvelous.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Cassandra, Unpleasant Dreams. Who are you tonight?
I am Billy the Puppet, aka Jigsaw. I'm going to call out some help over here. You ready?
I don't know what you're talking about. Hello, Jim. You make a living out of talking to other people, but how can you talk to yourself? Your game is you must go through one interview without saying the word fascinating. If you fail, your mic will be disconnected. Jim, do you want to play a game?
Just
that
amazing.
was really scary, Cassandra.
I know. It was terrifying, wasn't it?
Well done. Well done. We're up to 215, everybody. 215 people. So thank you. Well done, everybody. Well, we really worked hard this year. I mean, we were working literally all day. I know Maddie did a lot of work.
Yeah.
We were just busting it. So we've got some great guests come up. We might as well announce some of them. We got Jody Lavon coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, 8 p.m. Eastern, psychic medium. Then we have Chad Lewis via videotape, the cryptozoologist, will be at the end of the 8 o'clock hour. Then we've got Scott and Forrest from Astonishing Legends will be joining us live in the 9 o'clock hour. Then we will also have Lyle Blackburn talking about Texas Bigfoot joining us via tape in the 10 o'clock hour. Cassandra's going to read us a spooky story a little bit later in the show. We're going to have a couple of drink recipes. As I used to say with the MDA telethon, if you miss a little, you miss a lot. So, and at the end, I'll sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," and we'll be all set. So,
and we have to have a temp then too, right?
Yeah, we'll have a temp. Well, let's get some. Everybody, put into the chat there where you're from. We're going to put some comments up here and see how everybody's doing. Let's see. We've got Chrisley and Drew. Stay spooky. Y'all look great. Oklahoma Paranormal Podcast. Jennifer King says Chucky. Eric says y'all look so good. Thank you. Zuzi Q, been a Plus member since its inception. Thank you so much. Lisa says hi everyone. Eric loves Chucky. Let's see. Hi everyone. Big fan, sir. Much love from Central Valley, California. Morgan says they love Jigsaw. Love Jigsaw. Here we go. Here's a good one. Hello from Clearfield, Utah. Husband and AI celebrate 52 years on
Wow.
the 30th. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Our friend Stara says, Happy Halloween, everyone. You look
Oh,
fabulous. Hi, Stara. Let's see here. Catherine says, Happy Halloween from New Hampshire. Mark is excited about Astonishing Legends coming on. I am too. James is from Manchester,
Wow.
UK, looking forward to the show, and happy Halloween to everyone around the world. Very cool. Let's see who else we have. Paul's from Chicago. Amber's from Austin. Anna's from Columbus, Natalie.
Hey.
OHIO. Thomas from Mississippi. Kristen from New Hampshire. Jocelyn from Orange County, California. Jennifer from Denver. Let's see. Marie, Washington State. Lisa from Wisconsin. Paul gets the award so far.
Wow.
Adelaide, South Australia. Raleigh, North Carolina for Amanda. Bonnie, Seattle. 907 Piper, Maui. Ooh, I'm jealous.
Ooh.
Hillary's in Florida. Dayton, Maine.
Oh, Maine.
Carolyn from New Jersey. Jim, you look fantastically. Thank you. Well, actually, thank this person here, Dar. She did it. I just sat there. Greg.
I tried.
Happy Halloween from Macomb, Illinois. And we've got Mark says, you're not Jerry Lewis, Jim. Thank God. Well, nice lady.
I second that, Mark.
Yes.
God.
Small miracles.
Hello
he
from
went
Detroit.
As Jerry Lewis one year, many years ago.
Yeah, nobody got it.
For a
It was
Halloween
like
party.
it would have
Nobody
been
got it,
would have been a good costume, like in 1964. So you know what? I am a little parched. I'm a little parched with all of this. So a couple of notes. First of all, you'll see that little ticker at the bottom. If you go over to youtube.com/Jim Harold, and I'm assuming many of you are over there now, please hit subscribe to that channel. We're right on the cusp of breaking 10,000 people. Maybe during this video, maybe we can go over 10,000 subscribers.
Ooh.
So we are going to do a little video. Dar and Cassandra did a little video earlier today all about this delicious drink that we're going to be sampling. And here it is.
All right. Hey, everyone. Happy Halloween. I have a special guest next to me today. Cassandra. Hi, Mom. Hi. Well, you know what? I figured she's of age. Why not? And she enjoys the drink, so we might as well have her help out a little bit. So this year, I found a great recipe for a chocolate caramel martini. So it's kind of like a Snicker martini, like a Snicker-teeny. So we thought we would give it a shot, and shout out to nospoonnecessary.com. Cheyenne over there just updated this recipe a couple weeks ago. Fantastic. It's really great when you are envious of your kids eating the Snickers and you wish you had one, and you just now could have it in liquid form. Hey, why not? Perfect for the sweet tooth. Exactly. So what you're going to need is some caramel vodka, some Irish liqueur. You can use caramel Irish liqueur as well. There you go. A chocolate liqueur like Kahlua, some amaretto, and cream. Now, half and half is probably fine. How much you put in is up to you. If you like it, your drink's a little stiff, you can leave it out. If you're like me and a weakling, I'll put more in. You'll leave yours out.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, you need a shaker with some ice and some chocolate syrup or caramel syrup. What is really kind of cool is to kind of decorate your glass a little bit, stick it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. So
Kind of gives it a spider web effect.
yeah, it can if you did it the right way, but I didn't really do it that way. So you can play with that one if you like. And you just kind of drizzle it around. And you can use caramel, like I said, or whatever, or you don't have to. Get it up on the sides there. And then, you know, you want to stick it in the freezer. You don't have to. And this is totally optional too. Also, what's optional is garnishing with some whipped cream and mini Snickers. We're going to probably leave the whipped cream off today, but you're more than welcome to it. Okay, so what we need to do first, we need to start with our caramel vodka. So 3 ounces. This is going to make 2 drinks, by the way. Hopefully, we'll see.
One, if you're really feeling it.
Go ahead, Cassandra. So also kind of measure what your jigger is. Some of, like the more standard ones apparently are 1.5. Mine is 2 and 1. Okay. So you need 3 ounces of this. So we're going to go ahead and put 3 ounces in. Healthy pour. We'll do 2 ounces.
2 shots of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
It actually is.
No, it's not more than that. And we turned it over and did that side too. Okay. Done with that one. All right. We're going to get our, so you need 1 ounce each of your Kahlua and your Baileys. I'm using brand names. Feel free. Do it, whatever floats your boat, buy whatever is good. Ooh, I love this stuff. Winter nights, little bit in your coffee.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So we've got that. Thank you.
All right.
And we'll grab some Kahlua. Yeah, this is pretty strong. There you go. And we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of the amaretto. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. There we go. Okay. You don't put the 1/2 and 1/2 in this. This is just all the alcohol. You get it in your shaker there. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake. I can't do that. That might be a song. That's funny.
No copyright infringement.
Not here. All right. And then I'll take the one with more chocolate.
Oh, okay.
You like it stiffer. And we go ahead and get it in there. I'm going to put a little in this one. And this is where then you would go ahead and add your 1/2 and 1/2 if you'd like. So you just put a little splash. I put a little more. You don't have to put any. It's up to you. And there you go. So you have like a Snicker martini. And hopefully that will satisfy your sweet tooth this Halloween if you don't want to eat the real ones. However, to make it a little extra special, we can go ahead and garnish with a little mini Snicker. Oh,
Look at
isn't that sweet? There we go.
It is sweet.
Sweet in various ways. How about that? There you go. So happy Halloween and stay spooky. Ooh,
That's really good.
that's really
It
good.
is like a dessert.
It is like a dessert. That's
Yeah.
true.
Absolutely.
The caramel vodka.
That's what
That makes it. Yeah. Very good. See you in the next one. Happy Halloween.
Hey, good job, guys. I love that. That's awesome.
it's so good. I've almost finished this one.
There you go. There you go. The proof's in the pudding, so to speak. And here's the graphic. Dar, do you want to take us through this again and read those off?
And next, hopefully in years coming, maybe we'll try to get that out on social media ahead of time so you guys can get the things that are required and join us with the drink. And
we should say grown-ups only, grown-ups only.
Yes. Be good. Be responsible, everyone. 3 ounces caramel vodka, an ounce of like Bailey's Irish cream, an ounce of chocolate liqueur, 1/2 ounce of amaretto.
That's a 0.5, not a 5.
0.5, not 5 ounces. And splash and 1/2 and 1/2. You could put whipped cream on top or chocolate curls. Go for it. Do whatever. But and thanks to nospoonsnecessary.com. So
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's it's one of those things where it just adds it to the overall festivity of the season, definitely. And I'll have you know that was one take. They did that in one take. Where am I?
Where are you?
Can you hear
the
me?
lights went out on Chucky.
Chucky disappeared.
Wow. That's weird.
We just see you, Chucky.
Well,
that's never happened before.
That's never happened. I think there's something very odd going on tonight. Hold on, let's see if I can get my
I'm messing with the camera.
No.
Half a shade away.
No, I didn't touch a thing. I don't know what happened there. Very strange. Very strange.
Did you happen to watch a tape 7 days ago? I'm coming.
Very good.
No, I really don't know. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, as they say.
Yeah, definitely 0.5 ounces of amaretto.
Don't get that confused.
Jennifer, yes, thank you. 0.5, not 5 ounces. You're under the table. And I don't know if you'll taste the yummy caramel vodka. Caramel vodka. I say caramel because caramel, I don't know. It's up to you
I
guys.
think it's one of those words that when you're trying to make it sound fancy as in a drink, it should be caramel.
Caramel versus
It's
caramel.
caramel if you're like
One
dipping
moment.
apples in it. It's caramel if it's fancy.
Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, Chucky's back. Thank goodness. Because you all would have been in so much
Well, that was
trouble if
interesting.
I
I
had to
think
run this
that,
show.
to be honest with you, I think that my camera just literally shut down
Oh.
for a minute. Yeah. So we had to do a
Not that
little
it's not
bit of
been on for like
refocusing
3,000
there.
hours.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, you get to see how the sausage is made, as they say. How the
Someone said the
sausage
stream
made.
is haunted.
Something's haunted.
Could be.
I'm going to go
turned
on
it
a
to
solo
stone.
shot so everybody gets to see a close-up of me, because I'm going to go on a solo layout here so I can just focus myself in. Look at this fancy technology. It
You're
did
gone,
it again.
gone. Oh,
Uh-oh. We have real problems, folks.
Uh-oh.
Real problems. So
somebody doesn't like Chucky.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That's right. Okay. Hold on a minute.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you. What luck.
What is going on?
I don't know. Well, yes, I'm the invisible man now, actually.
That's your real costume.
That's the real costume.
So we will figure this out. Something, well, this has never happened in the history of our live streams. It's one of those things when you're doing things live, that's what tends to happen. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to reshuffle a little bit. We have a segment with Chad Lewis, and we'll play that, and then we will be back with Jody Lavon, hopefully, and hopefully everything will be working just fine when we get back. Let me find that file, and we'll tune in with Chad. He has some interesting information. Stay tuned. Up next on the virtual Halloween party here in the Spooky Studio, with the miracle of videotape, I'm dating myself. Chad Lewis is here, cryptozoologist and author par excellence, and he was such a hit last time, we had to have him back. Chad, happy Halloween and welcome to the party.
Happy Halloween to all of you. 'Tis the season for some creepy stories.
Now, let me ask you this. If you had to pick out one Halloween legend, or one legend overall that is kind of the scariest and spookiest to you, and I think you answered this last year, but it's been a year, which one would it be? I think I know what it is, but refresh my memory. What's your favorite spooky legend?
Well, the best part of this is it changes not only year by year, but maybe month by month, day by day. And right now, the legend that's really terrifying me is this place called Death Curve in Cambridge, Illinois,
Ooh.
because it tells of a woman in 1905, Mrs. Markham, who went crazy and ended up killing all 7 of her young children with an axe.
Oh.
And now her spirit shows up on this curve in the road, and she'll run people off the road when they're driving, hence the term Death Curve.
Oh, so is she intentionally trying to have them have like a fatal accident or something? Is that the thought, that, she's kind of maybe mean-spirited or whatever, and she's trying to get her revenge?
Well, she snapped and went crazy, obviously, and sent her 2 oldest children out to get water and wood for the day. And then one by one, her 5 youngest children met their fate. When the older ones came back, they were treated to the same behavior. And then she actually poured coal oil all over the house, lit herself on fire, came running out looking like a charred Freddy Krueger. Neighbors caught wind of the fire literally and saw what she had done before she collapsed and died on the front yard. So the legend's always been that she's this murdering spirit who's lost her mind, went psychotic, and is trying to continue to do harm to people, even from the grave.
Now, does this continue to the present day?
It does. In fact, more people go out there today than were going out there in the early 1900s. And I spoke with people back who in the 1980s were in high school in that area. And they used to go out to the farmland and see weird lights darting all over and maneuvering. But one legend that popped up was that if you walk back to the land where the house once stood, a phantom house will appear.
Ooh.
And if you walk into this house, you will never return from it. And I've talked to people who claim they've seen the house, but nobody who's actually been in it, because obviously they didn't make it out to tell me about it.
They didn't make it out. Now, when you're looking at stories like this, I mean, I think when you're dealing with kind of these things that grow into legend and lore, there is a certain amount of, we can say these are the facts and so forth. And some stuff may be open to interpretation, dare I say, embellishment. How do you approach that as a researcher and as an author of these legends and lore?
A lot of times the origin of these stories is unknown. Often they don't even include a decade where you can research it. But in like the previous case I mentioned, we have newspaper accounts of the time detailing it in graphic, gory details about actually what happened. But a lot of the time, it's very difficult sorting fact from fiction, because like a lot of good legends, sometimes the origin stories are not known. And you're looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if it is known, as you mentioned, sometimes the stories are embellished or made up completely, but often that doesn't stop people from having experiences. We have a case here in my home state of Wisconsin of a woman named Kate Blood. It was said that she murdered her husband and their children, and now her gravestone leaks blood out of it.
Oh, my.
You can go there and touch this blood oozing out of the gravestone. But the only problem is she never murdered anybody. And in fact, if people took long enough to read the tombstone, they could see that her husband, who she allegedly killed, lived much longer than she did. But that hasn't stopped people from having experiences there, that they'll go there and they'll see her spirit. They'll say they touched the blood, even though it was dry to the touch. So I've come to the conclusion that for some people, seeing equals believing. But for others, it might be believing equals seeing, that if you go somewhere expecting something to happen, you're much more likely to have it happen. Whether, you open yourself up to it or maybe you create it somehow. But that seems to be the case in a lot of these legend trips, that if you go out there with an open mind that something will happen, most likely it will.
That's an interesting thought, because sometimes people say, oh, people are imagining it or those kind of things. But I'm fascinated by the idea of tulpas. I've talked to David Weatherly about it extensively. And I think we've talked about it before. For folks not familiar, can you explain to them the idea of the tulpa? Because I think that's a powerful explanation for some of these things, a possible explanation, I should say.
A lot of people in the New Age realm of this field believe that thoughts and beliefs have energy, and that energy goes somewhere. And the fact that so many people believe in something, it creates it, it manifests it. So many people believe in a creature, it could actually bring it to life as a living form. And sometimes we see that with what start out as internet creatures like Slender Man and others, where people then start to believe they've encountered it in real life, that so much of this energy, so many of these beliefs actually bring forth life to a lot of these legends.
Yeah, that has always fascinated me. Now, you were talking about that first case and how all these other things happen, like a phantom house. Are you a believer in the idea of like spooky places, portals, kind of places that seem to attract supernatural activity?
Over the last 30 years, I've encountered so many of these places where not only do you have a haunted story, you might have a sea serpent near the lake or a UFO or cryptids running around, that they do seem to be these, what John Keel would have called window areas or portals or paranormal beacons, where so much paranormal phenomena is happening in such a small area. For instance, the last time I was over at Loch Ness looking for the Loch Ness Monster, I captured more UFO sightings from people and recorded those than sea serpents, where there's just something mystical about the area, something magical that you can kind of pick up on. And oftentimes when you talk to people who have had an experience with one of these things, they'll usually have an experience with another as well.
Well, it's been great visiting again with you, Chad. Now, the good news is there is much more to come. In fact, we'll be talking, I think, in December-ish about your upcoming book. Do you want to give people a little preview of what's coming and when it's coming?
My next book is going to be on winter legends and lore, everything from New Year's Eve superstitions to why we decorate holiday trees to Krampus, the anti-Santa monster. And being that it's coming in December, that gives your listeners and viewers just enough time to turn their behavior around so they won't be on Krampus's naughty list.
That's right. I've been working on this year, and hopefully I won't be on the naughty list, but I don't know. I'm doing my best. Chad. And Chad Lewis always does his best. Chad, give people your website so they can check out everything you do.
Sure. ChadLewisResearch.com. Excellent.
Chad, happy Halloween, and thanks for spending time, and stay spooky. Hey, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Well, the bad news is, folks, I am totally locked up. I can't do anything. So everybody out there who's listening, I am going to go offline for a minute. Possibly that may end this broadcast. So go to your social media, Facebook, and my YouTube channel, and we will restart this if need be. I apologize. I'm literally locked up here. I can't do anything. I'm actually lucky that this is working. We may end up going with a laptop the rest of the night on my end. Seriously.
Yikes.
And in fact, Cassandra, if you can go set up the laptop in the kitchen for me, that would be great, because I may just bag all this and go in the kitchen and do the rest of the broadcast. So, Jody, can you hear us? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear us. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear us, Jody. Okay, stay tuned. You may have to come back in. We will get in contact with you because we are having technical issues. So thank you, everybody. And I hope to see
come
you
on back.
Come on back. And again, if this particular broadcast ends, look for Facebook, look for social media, look for my YouTube channel. It'll be reposted. It may take us a few minutes to get back online. My apologies. This has never happened before, but these things happen. It's live. We'll be back hopefully in a minute if I can get this computer restarted. And that's starting to become a question. I may just have to hit the power button. See you in a minute.
We're still here.
Yeah.
We're still here.
We are still here.
Shall we take this opportunity, I guess, then to ask everyone your favorite scary movie? Do we have any favorite scary movies?
Go ahead, guys, because I don't. Jim's mentioned that I don't like scary movies. So,
what don't you like about them?
Most of them are stupid.
That's the fun.
So
That's the fun. Sixth Sense, The Exorcist.
Yeah, some of the classics are a little bit better. I don't like a lot of the newer stuff. Oh, that one's bad. But go ahead, you guys.
Maddie, what about you?
Oh, I mostly watch scary movies, so I have a wide variety to choose from. What I'm really into right now is the German series Dark on Netflix. Not a movie, I'm kind of cheating, but it's amazing.
I have heard very good things about that, but I haven't.
And there's a new one coming out from the producers. 1899 is coming out later this month, and I'm so excited.
That is very. I know Cassandra watched Dark, so she would probably want to contribute.
I don't know what that is.
She's busy helping Jim.
Yeah,
they're running presently around the house.
Jigsaw is busy setting up another trap.
What about you, Natalie?
Yeah, I'd have to say
you guys
Hereditary.
have a lot in common.
Hereditary is probably
that was so good.
I rewatched it actually with Dad, with Jim, a couple weeks ago, and it was just as good as I remember the first time. Very scary. Rosemary's Baby. You see,
Yes.
he actually said it reminded him a lot of Rosemary's Baby, which
Julie
Yeah, I
I
can
actually
see that.
haven't seen that one yet, but from what I've heard. Oh, Halloween
Guys, we're
Ends,
giving
the
up
new
on
Halloween.
the. I haven't seen the new Halloween.
I haven't either.
I'm
I
giving
feel
up
like
on the Crow. It's very heavy and it's poking my head.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
telling me about heavy.
Fair enough.
Cassandra helped me fashion this today. Yeah.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, well, yes. So we mainly dollar store, Dollar Tree items, Amazon snakes, and yeah.
Are those down? What's
Pardon?
the spiky? What's the spiky stuff? Is that down?
Those are zip ties from Dollar Tree.
Awesome.
So, and then I got a cheap Dollar Tree headband and zip tied them all and then cut them. And then we put the snakes on, and the snakes were rubber and the hot glue wouldn't stick. So we had to wire each of them on there, and then I spray painted it. And yeah, we were busy
It looks
today.
great, though.
Thank you. It's very heavy.
I
I
feel
wouldn't
a
have
lot
guessed
of
it's homemade, honestly.
I have fresh word. It's going to be a few minutes.
Okay.
We're just trying to double check one more time to see if the normal setup works. And if it doesn't, we might be switching a laptop.
Oh
But
no.
he will be back soon.
Good
This
to
is
know.
just driving him all crazy, though, so you all know, because he's just so professional. And when something like this doesn't work, it really gets him. So,
Mhm. Cassandra,
Yeah.
what's your favorite
Yes.
scary movie?
My
We were
favorite
talking about
scary
that.
movie? Maybe Halloween. I like the original Halloween a lot.
Classic.
The tension setup is just so good. I think that's my favorite.
I think he should have walked faster. I think
A
he
good
walks really
point.
slow.
A good point. Dad and I last night we watched Child's Play another time to prepare, and I forgot how crazy that movie is. And it really is like it's just a little doll. Let's just get him.
You can punt it across the room
That's what I'm
anytime.
saying. It's not that hard.
He's pretty
it's
small.
true. It is true.
Someone said The
so-
Shining.
Yes, I was reading
Shining
The
is a
Shining,
classic.
Exorcist. Colleen
Exorcist.
says that's very
All the
scary, and
classics.
Hereditary, very scary. Yeah.
Nat's a big fan of Hereditary.
Yes, we
I
talked about that.
talked
Oh,
about
did
that.
you? Oops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
you
Well,
missed
you
it.
weren't here, so
How
it's
dare
okay.
you.
Party, I guess.
Oh my
We were
goodness.
talking about Dark, though, which I know you like.
Oh yes, Dark is a fantastic show.
You know about 1899 coming?
Yes, I do. I'm excited for it. Should be good. Oh,
Mark is saying The Lady in White. You guys know that one?
I probably should.
I also should,
Yeah,
but I don't know that idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elm
Night of the
Street is
Living
very
Dead.
fun.
Night of the Living Dead, filmed in Pittsburgh, says Sandy.
The Witch. I watched that recently.
I love The Witch.
That's a very
That
good
one's
one.
on my list after what you said about it.
It just has such a scary tone to the whole thing. Set up. It's
The atmosphere is
Very good.
fantastic.
Anna says Sinister was so scary.
Yeah, I've seen people talk about that one as well.
Mhm. Hellraiser. I'm pretty sure there's a new Hellraiser recently. I've been hearing
Yes.
people talk about.
Hmm.
Have any of you read The Hellbound Heart, what it's based on?
No, I've not.
No, but I've heard of it.
It's a short story. It is it's incredible. It's one of the best short stories I've ever read.
Oh,
I mean, I
wow.
like the movie, but the short
Yeah.
story is fantastic.
You know
we
who
have a
it's
tip.
by?
Clive Barker.
Okay, great. I'll have to check it out.
Well, hello,
Children of
everybody.
the
Can
Corn.
you see me? Can you hear me?
Oh, Natalie loves Children of the Corn.
Yes, I love
Oh.
Children of the Corn.
Hey,
Fest.
can you hear me?
Chucky
Can
is
you see
back.
me?
Hello,
Well-
Chucky.
I'm going to tell you, if Chucky's computer does this again, his very expensive Mac, we're going to go to the laptop. So,
And then the
That's
Apple
ready.
Store is going to get no.
That's a wrongly worded
You're going to
email.
get a little bit of no.
yeah. So, whew, man, that was kind of like, what was that all about? I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, we're back, and Jody Lavon is joining us. And Jody, we apologize. We had a critical technical failure there. We rarely have that, But Jody Lavon is a medium psychic and very accomplished, an author, a television personality, and really she's done a lot, and she's one of our favorite people around the Spooky Studio. And a couple of weeks ago we did a special paranormal podcast, which I thought was a very special show. And Jody, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Oh,
We're not hearing you. You need to unmute yourself. That's okay. It's been one of those nights.
Okay.
Now, there you go. There you are. There you are. So how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Good.
I really struggled with my hair, though. I'm so used to having this big pile of hair to work with, and it's a little pile, but I'm good other than that.
Chris Lee wanted to know if you knew that I would lose connection.
Well, we all lose connection sometimes, so why not?
That's true. That's true. So let me ask you, how do you approach this time of year? What, I mean, from your standpoint, it's got to be a blessing and a curse, because on one side, people are open to the other realms, but maybe it's a little bit lighthearted. How do you feel about Halloween, and how do you approach it in your practice?
You know, I'm a good sport about it, because I feel like if somebody opens up to the fact that they're the oh so normal paranormal is normal, I'm good. If this is like how they want to do it in the spooky realm, that's all right, because perhaps something will stick for them, and they'll keep studying, and they'll keep looking, and they'll realize there's life after death, and that everybody's psychic, and that perhaps there really are UFOs. Like, they'll just open up. So that's how I do it. And I'm awfully busy, which cracks my family up. They're like, you are the busiest right now, because everybody wants a piece of something strange, but I'm strange year round. So who knows?
There you go. I'm right there with you. And folks, we're putting up Mark's question. Please put in your questions for the chat for Jody, because I love when we have people live and we can ask them questions. The tapings are great, and we really appreciate those. And that gave me some time to get some stuff together, but we love when we can have people live. Mark wants to know, Jody, do you do readings, which I know you do. So can you talk about that a little bit?
I do readings. I have a private practice. I'm a corporate psychic, actually, and I work with individuals. I've been dealing with a health crisis. That's not a crisis anymore. Mm-hmm. So I'm not full-time doing readings, but they are available. You just go to my website, theintuitivecoach.com, and it'll walk you through how to schedule it. And I love doing readings, because that's how I get to like hold people's hearts. Like, hearts, it sounds very corny, but you can feel someone's heart, you can feel their spirit, all their realness in a reading. I love it. It's beautiful to be able to do it.
Jody's readings are fantastic. She did one for me, and it was like, and it just makes you feel really good afterwards for many, many days and weeks after. I don't know. It brings you kind of like peace and lightness to your being. So I recommend it, everyone. Get out there.
I feel like that's very sweet of you. Thank you. I feel like it's because you're connected more to your spirit. Like when somebody reads you that really can connect with you, your spirit is raised. Like you're in a higher place of consciousness. And so you float for a while because you just feel peaceful. It's lovely. I love me a good reading when I have one too.
Now, Colleen wanted to know, do our loved ones look on us after they ascend, or do they go straight into the next life?
So they look upon us. They stick around for what takes about 3 days after the body dies for them to go up. And then they absolutely can look at us. First, they see like a movie of their life. It's better than 3D because they can feel the feelings of the people that they connected with. Some of the ones they hurt, some of the ones they didn't, but they feel the response a beloved person had at their own hands. So if they were really kind, they feel how that kindness felt. If they were really unkind, they feel how that felt. And when they're done with that process, and it's all to learn, it's not to punish, then they get to watch us a lot. But they can't really see us take a shower. It's not like that. They just see our light. So they don't even know what we're doing.
And I know I'm gone, but we're going to go through this interview, and I'm going to figure out an alternate method of communication here. I'm disappearing. That's supernatural. Not sure what's going on with that, but nevertheless, Jody, should we be afraid of ghosts? I mean, people talk about ghosts all the time, and they wonder if that's a real thing or something we should be frightened of. What do you think? What do you have to say about ghosts?
So ghosts and spirits are different. A spirit is a soul that disconnected from its body, like when we die, we disconnect from our body and then we go up into the light. A ghost, for whatever reason, does not go into the light. And they're called earthbound spirits as well. And mostly I would say no, not to be afraid. I think there are some that can cause some mischief and some things that are not very nice. They monkey around a lot with anything electronic, and they feed off of our energy. So if you are a person that radiates a lot of positive energy and laughter and love, they feed off of that. But oftentimes people are so afraid around them that they're feeding off of that fear. So I would say no, mostly no. It's really important to be respectful and to remember they were once alive just like you, and they disconnected from their body, and they're probably pretty afraid. And I know there might be different views on that. That's my view. I think they're a little afraid. Otherwise, they would have gone into the light.
So, Dar, I want you to ask a question because actually I was thinking this earlier before we have the technical issues. You always have such good points about this sort of thing. So I'm going to give the floor to you a moment as I manipulate things around here.
Well, I want to piggyback off of Trinette made a comment in the chat saying if a loved one doesn't visit or shows no sign, does that mean they're happy and they have no need to come visit, or like in my opinion, are like just busy and they think, hey, you're fine and I don't need to come to you?
So I feel like they almost always make a visit. We just are maybe not aware of that they've popped in, and they are busy on the other side. My understanding from what conversations I've had as a medium with the other side is they have jobs. Like your favorite thing that you want to do, you get to do over there, whether it's fishing, maybe not a job, or helping people cross over, helping people acclimate. That is my understanding. But they do come visit, and oftentimes we don't know that they've visited. So, but they are busy. But you're important to them, and they still can feel you love them, and they can still feel you when you pray, and they can still feel you when you say, hey, can you come to me in a dream, which I always suggest people do. But it's up to us to be very sensitive to what the signs might be, because it's not going to be boo written on a mirror in the steam. It's going to be something that was particular to you and that person. A song, a phrase, a smell, a quarter, hearing the song from a movie that was that person's favorite movie, because they can manipulate things a little so you tune the radio on at the right time and that song is on.
Can they come back and scold you for something maybe that you did or didn't do while they were here? I had like a real interesting little thing happen, and actually made me cry. And I was just kind of curious if that's like really the case, or was that some kind of evil entity, or
maybe an interpretation. I've never seen somebody come back and scold a person here, because they're on a at least slightly higher vibrational level when they are on the other side. Most of the time they're much higher vibration. They'd have no reason to scold you. They can see things for all that it is, and they're not going to scold you. They might say something funny that reminds you of a viewpoint that they had that's different than yours. But I've never known a spirit to scold another spirit, even when we're doing something really not so great.
Right. Yeah. Very curious. Yeah.
I have a funny story about that. Can I tell you a really funny thing?
Yeah.
After my dad died, I heard from him a little bit, but not a ton. And one day I was mad at one of my sisters about something, and I can't remember what it was. And I heard my dad's voice say, you really got to give her a break. And, see things from her side. It might really help things. And I yelled out, you always take her side. And he was right. I should have looked at it from a different perspective, but he wasn't scolding me. He was trying to help me.
Gotcha.
I have a quick tech question. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes.
We can.
Okay. It looks a little odd. You're getting a different view here from the spooky studio, but at least I'm online. So, and thank you for holding it well. Continue your line of questioning, Dar, because you're so good at this.
Well, no, it was just kind of like piggybacking off of a lot of our listeners. like Jay said, what's your opinion on how psychics, mediums connect with other people who've crossed over, yet they're also reincarnated?
So I love these questions. Though we are here we are incarnated right now, there is a part of us, the higher part of our soul, that is still on the other side, if you will, still with source energy, still with all the other souls that have crossed over. So there's a part of us that's there, and time is all happening at once. Oh, an angel got its wings. Did you guys hear that ring?
I did. Woo!
It's one of those evenings. It's one of those evenings.
It's been one of those years.
Yeah.
Couple years.
Last 3 years. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 2020s have been interesting, to be sure. Let's see here. I've got one. Here's one from James. Do you think all the spirits you've communicated with are former people, demons, or impersonating for attention?
Ooh. I've never understood impersonating for attention. I feel like everyone that I've felt has been a spirit. So someone that was once in a body and now is on the other side, or is stuck in this in another dimension, earthbound spirit / ghost. I have encountered demons, but not during readings, and thank God. And I believe one of the reasons for that is because I raise my vibration as high as I possibly can, and I pray and I sprinkle as much positive energy around, and so they're not attracted to that energy. They're dark is attracted to dark. So I haven't encountered a lot of that. Does that answer the question?
I think it does. And by the way, if anybody's tuning in, my main rig totally, I won't say what it did, but it blew up basically.
Pooped out.
Everything failed. So now I'm on a laptop with the mic screen. So anyway, let's see. Here's a good one from Lori. Jody, have you ever had messages from deceased pets for the pet parent?
Yes, I have. And it's so much fun. I've done readings before, and all of a sudden I say to my client, did you have a very, very fluffy Siamese cat that loved to like lay on your chest and your shoulders? And they'd be like, yes. And they'd be like there's hair on their face. Absolutely. I have done that. And I've seen, like, I get these flashes of these animals. The animals can come back and say hi too. And they want to, because they want you to know that they're okay and that they still love you. Somebody once said to me, are there animals in heaven? Are pets in heaven? And I said, it wouldn't be heaven without it. Of course. Yeah, they do come through.
Here's a tough question, and I can understand this question that's coming up. Deb wants to know, my mom and dad died on the same day. I didn't get to say goodbye. Are they okay? That's such a tough question, because it would be tough enough if that happened with one loved one, let alone two.
So the chances of them being okay are huge. Absolutely, that they're okay. You would know if they're not. They would let you know somehow that they needed more prayers and more help sending them up. My sense on this is, yes, they're absolutely okay. And isn't that the biggest thing? Just like we worry about our pets and our kids and our friends, when they cross over, we worry about our parents. And yes, your parents are okay. If you're getting cold chills when you go into their house and you're dreaming of them and they're talking to you saying they need some help, then you help them by praying for them, by saying positive things to them and let them know that they're in the light. But I don't feel like you need to do that. I feel like your parents are all right. And when we die, it is my understanding, because I don't remember dying, but I've been shown this many times by spirits over the many decades I've done this. We're never alone when we die. Now, your parents weren't alone, this person that asked this question, but there are angels and guides and loved ones from the other side that help bring you over so you're not afraid. So they weren't alone, and chances are they weren't afraid either.
Yeah, that's a very deep question indeed. Here's another one, and I think this is a great one. Mark asks, certain faiths and religions have different interpretations of the afterlife. How do we reconcile what the truth is?
I think doing research, watching shows like yours, Jim, doing research, reading books, seeing what seems to come up for you over and over again, what you resonate with, that is the biggest way to do that, in my opinion. is that you have to do your research and see what feels right. You do your research and then you start to see what keeps coming to you. Somebody will talk about a book that they were reading, or a television show has the very same subject, and you see what brings you the most peace. The one thing I can say is heaven is heaven. Like it's a positive place. It's a loving place. It's a forgiving place. And I think most religions talk about that, but you can go beyond, you can use your religion and then go beyond that to the scope of other religions and look to see where there's overlap. It's a really great question. And there's no real way for me to answer it for sure, because I don't remember being dead. I don't remember the other side. I just know what I've been shown and what I've dreamt.
We wanted to say a big thank you to Derek for a super chat. He said, "Hi, Jim, family, and friends. I recently had to put my beloved best friend Swifty the cat down. I'm hoping he's okay and hope to see him again. On a positive note, it's allowed me to contemplate spirituality." Derek, our sympathies, and we know from experience, pets are indeed a member of the family, and it can be a very, very, very tough loss. So our sympathies to you. Jody, your thoughts?
So they, again, just like our human friends, they want to know that we're okay. They want to know, they want to see us be okay, and they want you to know that they are absolutely okay. Animals have a different way of viewing and experiencing death, much more matter of fact for them. And so basically, your animal will come back in certain ways. You might hear the ringing of their collar. You might smell their food. You might think that they're, at night sleeping next to you, that they just want to tell you that they're okay. So I don't worry about animals being earthbound ever. I worry sometimes about people, but not animals. And they do come to you in your dreams. And sometimes you'll notice when you're in a really particularly difficult spot, you'll keep thinking about them. And that's because they're around you and they're loving you up.
And we're getting a lot of sympathy for your loss, Derek. So again, our sympathies to you. Anna says, "I never got to say bye to my dad when he died. I hope he knows how much I loved him." I think about that a lot. Do you think, Jody, that our deceased relatives know and feel our love still?
There's no question. Absolutely, there's no question. They can feel our love. That's the thing they can feel the most. That's how they connect with us, and that's how we connect with them. That's how I connect with spirits, is through love. That's the connector. Love never dies, and that's your connector. If you think about a slide made of crystals, they ride that slide down, they lower their consciousness to connect with you here. We raise ours. Absolutely.
This one's actually I'm so sorry. This one's from a little bit back. I think somebody asked, and I'm sorry I can't find the name any longer, but what are your thoughts about near-death experiences?
I think it's definitely an eye-opener for people. I think there's many outs for us in our life. There's different places where we could die, and a near-death experience is our soul's way of learning more about the other side, and maybe we changed our mind at the last minute. I think there's been so many beautiful books written about it. I think it opens people's eyes, people that would never have their eyes opened before, that now they see that everything about that light is true.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Certainly, thanks for bringing that up, because I think that's a very important question. Adam wanted to know, Jody, how do angels help us?
I just love studying about angels. So, when you tingle, when all of a sudden, like somebody says something and you like your arms start to tingle. Well, that's your intuition saying yes, but also that's angel bumps, people call them. It's your angels are saying yes, that this is true. Everybody's got angels. We're born with, I believe, 2. Some people say 1. I go back and forth because I'm studying this myself. And they're right beside us all of the time. And they help us the most when we ask for help. Literally say, I could really use some help. And our guides help us too, but our guides kind of can butt in without us asking. Angels really want us to ask for help. And they're always around us, helping kind of light things up for us so we can see better where we should go. Always kind of helping us go on a path of taking the higher road you know, the kinder road, the higher road. They're always around us. And there's different ways that you can raise your awareness of them. One thing you can do is they sparkle. I don't see wings, to be honest with you, but I do see sparkles. So if all of a sudden you're in a place that you're asking for help and you see these light colored sparkles, those are your angels saying, I'm here. Here I am. I'm definitely here with you. So they accompany us. They were with us before we came into this life. They are with us our whole life, and they help us as we cross over.
Paul had a question. He said, my father passed away 6 years ago. My daughter is 5 years old. Does he know of her? Does he love her as much as I imagine? I've got to believe, Jody, and you're obviously the expert on this, that our loved ones can see things like that and can see subsequent children we have and things.
Absolutely. They love to be around, especially when several of us are gathered. They love to be around. They're watching your kids. They're playing with your kids till your kids are old enough to kind of out them until they maybe go to school, so they stop seeing things like that. But definitely your parents on the other side, your grandparents, your loved ones are very aware of your children. Have you ever seen a baby all of a sudden kind of look into space and then just start to giggle? They're talking to somebody on the other side. They can see them just like we can see each other. Absolutely, they interact with them all of the time. In fact, many children know things about their grandparents that died even before they were born that nobody told them because the grandparents did.
Quick question, Natalie or Maddie? I want to make sure if you have any questions for Jody that you get them in. Do you have anything that you would like to ask?
Yeah, I had one actually. I was wondering, I know different mediums have different things that they like to do, maybe during a reading, to sort of connect more. I've heard of drawing or like scribbling and things. And I was wondering like what your routine looks like during a reading and if you have any sort of those like special like routines.
Gosh, I wish I could tell you I had some really weird thing that would make me stand out. But the thing about me, the weirdest thing is I don't. I need to be in a really good place. So I do a lot of things to raise my consciousness. I sit in appreciation the whole way to work, the morning before I go to work, afterwards. I raise my level of consciousness by sitting in appreciation and love. And then when I get to my office, I spray sage and I sit there with that as well. And that's what I need to do. And then I listen to myself breathe and do some grounding exercises, and there I am. But I also ask the universe to bring the information to me that is for the good of all. That only information is presented that is the good of all, and that I ask that it be a blessing for my client, but that it be for the good of all. I know there are some people that do different things like that, and I've been asked that before, and I want to like make something really silly up, but the truth is that's what I do. Oh, and I wear clothes that I really love because it's grounding.
That makes a lot of sense. That's very interesting.
Maddie, did you have anything for Jody or any thoughts, any questions?
Honestly, I don't, but I do hope you'll say hello to Ginger for me because I feel like I can't connect with that stuff. So I hope you can.
Well, can I just say that I understand if you feel like you can't, but know that you are. So even if you feel like you're not connecting with someone, I'm assuming on the other side, you are connecting. They can feel you. They can hear you. They feel your energy. They see your light. They do hear you. Your practice is to open up to hear them, but it doesn't always come in a way that maybe your friends hear it or see it. You have to be open to very subtle things and just keep watching. Pay attention to your 5 senses. You know, what you see, what you smell, what you feel, what you hear. Pay attention to that. If all of a sudden you're thinking about a loved one that's an animal, a loved one that's a human, whatever, if you're thinking about them a lot, the chances are they're there thinking about you too, and they're coming to visit you. Things don't come into your head unless you're having anxiety. Things come in your head. People come in your head for a reason. I've been hearing my dad use the weirdest, like little phrases that he used to say, and my grandma Dolly, just in the last few days, because the veil is thin right now. So those on the other side are just a little bit closer. So it's easier. It's a little easier right now to feel that. But please don't put yourself down or be sad if you don't feel them, because you will feel them and they are there.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jody, any last thoughts for us? We're gonna play some trivia. We need folks, just an aside, we need folks to go over to jimharold.com/join live. That's jimharold.com/join live. And we're gonna play some trivia, giving away some t-shirts, giving away some Kindle books. So please, please, please go over to jimharold.com/join live. We'd love to have you as a part of that. But before we let you go, Jody, do you have any last thoughts for us tonight? I mean, people have really enjoyed this. I can tell. I mean, despite all of our tech issues and everything going on, you've held the attention of these almost 300 people in rapt attention. So we
Very
thank you
nice.
for that and a very, very interesting insight. Do you have any thoughts for us, any final thoughts tonight on this night as we approach Halloween?
Well, I think Halloween is a beautiful day where people are open to enjoying themselves. And when that happens, when people are happy, their consciousness is higher. They are more aware, they are more psychic. So now is a really, really good time to start imagining, picturing, and feeling the most wonderful things coming to you and being and happening on this planet. Because it's more powerful right now. To having those thoughts right now is even more powerful because we have this beautiful planet. This is an amazing and fun holiday, and everybody wants to enjoy themselves, and that makes you sticky for the good. Like, watch when you're in that space as really good things start to happen for you, and acknowledge them, and more will happen, so you make Halloween stick around all year.
Well, there you have it. I think those are words of wisdom. Any last thoughts from everybody here in the spooky studio whose setups are actually working? No.
No, just thank you. You always have such enlightening things to say, and hopefully you help some people out there tonight to believe and listen to themselves.
Thank
Yeah,
you. This is such a natural high. I love doing this. It's so much fun, and you guys are a riot. By the way, I'm a 60s and 70s chick. I'm kind of stuck in between. You can't really see it, but I did poof up my hair.
very nice. Very nice. Well, it's always great to have you here. You always do such a great job on these.
Yeah.
And you were always a wonderful guest. And I really think that last paranormal podcast, I think that's one of the favorite interviews I ever did. So if any of you have not heard that, please go back a couple weeks ago and listen to the paranormal podcast with Jody Lavon, because she was just extremely insightful and
Yes.
just had some very, very important, powerful things to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Happy
much.
Halloween.
Happy
Stay
Halloween.
well.
Brush your teeth.
Yeah, really. Stay well.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, Jody is always so great. She's always so
She
great.
is.
And I think we have some people here who want to play trivia.
Oh,
I see Chris
awesome.
and I see Mio and I see Crystal, but I need to see some cameras. I need to see some video. I'm not seeing video. And yes, everybody, I'm getting private messages to adjust my angle. I will do that when we're on a video. So it looks like Crystal is here with her video, so we're gonna just pop her in.
Ooh, awesome.
All right,
Oh, look at that.
Crystal, can you
Very
hear?
clever.
You need to unmute yourself.
Hello.
There we
Hello,
go.
can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, Crystal. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Would you like to play some trivia?
Sure.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see. What's our first question? I like the idea of doing this where you're using this as a that's your graphic representation here. We're trying to bring this up.
Hey, it's clever when you don't want to be on camera, but yet you're on camera.
Kind of a physical VTuber.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Ingenious.
I think there's something going on with StreamYard tonight, guys, because I'm
Mm.
having more problems here on this
Oh.
totally separate computer. I think StreamYard is having problems. I think that's the genesis. So why don't we do this? You guys have question 1. And if you could read question 1 to Crystal while I go out and I come back in.
That works.
Okay. And
Who's
again,
reading it,
folks, if
Cassandra?
for some reason the stream ends, find us on social media. We'll start it back up, but hopefully that will not be.
Or Maddie, since she wrote that.
Got cold
I don't
feet.
actually have a copy here.
Oh, shoot.
Well, it's
All
down to you.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, where did Cassandra go? Well, it's down to me.
I'm taking you guys out one by one here.
I think it is you. Maybe it's me. I'm turning everyone to stone, or it's making them scream, go
Their
black.
cameras.
I don't know. All right, Crystal, let's try this. So what word was found carved into a wooden post in the lost colony of Roanoke? Would it be A, Croatoan, B, Skadoosh, C, Niflheim, or D, Ericid?
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Croatoan.
Croatoan.
I don't remember the.
Did you say A?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bing,
Croatoan.
bing, bing. It's right. We don't have bing, bing, bing. Yes, it's Croatoan. Yay. And now we lost Jim and we've lost everybody. Killed the stream. Nope, you didn't. You just left, dear. Yeah, look at how many people got it right.
Yes.
Woo-hoo. Yes, Crystal. Awesome. So we are going to, Jim knows the prizes. I don't know the prizes, but we're definitely gonna get one to you. And I'm trying to remember how he got in touch with you. How he got in touch with the winners.
Them email him.
Okay, thank you, Maddie. Maddie should know.
Maddie's also taking notes for who won. So.
Oh, there you go. Good. I did
Perfect.
too. Awesome. So drop an email to Jim. So which one are they using, Maddie? Jim at Jim Harrell?
Jim at jimharrell.net.
Okay. And there you
or
go.
the little
and,
submission thing on the website. That works too.
Yes. Oh, they're running around again. Everybody's out. And now we can't even get off of the, we can't.
I've come from the mystical land of upstairs. Unfortunately, we need some people who are currently lined up in the studio to exit the studio. So those people who are currently queued up right now
that want to play
trivia, get off for now and we'll have you come back in later in a little bit. But if you're currently waiting in the waiting room for the studio, hop out right now just so that we can get back in. Thank you so much.
That was a little quiet for me, so I'll repeat it. If you're currently in the studio and waiting to play trivia, just pop out and pop back in a couple minutes while we get this figured out. Amber C says trickster ghosts are doing it, and I agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Amber. I have to agree. Oh, hey, we're back.
There we go.
This is the weirdest thing.
And there's
Totally broken.
Nope.
I think we've broken StreamYard. I don't even know what's going on. I've never had. I have used StreamYard for years.
Yes.
I've done live streaming for years.
Yes.
I have no idea what's going on. Two different computers now. So, folks, thank you for staying with us. I really appreciate it. And Scott and Forrester will hopefully be, I don't know if it's a fact that we have so many people or StreamYard just having issues. I don't really know what it is. I apologize. We are going to soldier through.
We do have Cassandra trying to get
Cassandra's
in.
Cassandra's trying to get back in.
Yes, let's see if we can get her back in. Hold on.
Crystal did get the answer correct.
Oh, she did. Excellent.
She did, and so did so many spooktators.
That's awesome, spooktators.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what I'm going to do. Who was first in the? Who was first? Who's waiting? Because Scott and Forrest should be coming up soon, and we got to leave room for them. We've got 10 people. We're going to have somebody. Jimmy Pumpkinseed, you were the last one in, so I'm going to have to.
Great name.
Oh no.
He took himself out.
No. You know, to those who said that this stream is cursed, I'm starting to believe them.
I do really believe
I
that.
totally believe it. Maybe because we made fun of Child's Play so much.
Yeah, it is Chucky. He got offended.
The movie deserved it. So
He did. You're right,
Too
Maddie.
much
I
of
mean,
a coincidence to be a coincidence.
Coincidence.
Oh, it's
That's
too
right.
much of
He
a
always says,
coincidence.
yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
This has been a
Right,
nightmare.
Chucky? Can you hear us?
The scariest thing is the lack
I'm
of
not going to be
technology
doing any
working.
StreamYard endorsements for a
Camera
while.
Dog, StreamYard for the win. No, StreamYard
Oh,
for
my
the for the L, man.
I'm going to be doing Ecamm.
Epic
from now
L,
on.
because this is
Oh, my
oh
gosh.
no.
Johnny
I have
Pumpkins
no
needs
idea
revenge.
what's happened here. There's a ghost in the machine for sure. So let me make sure we have no messages from Astonishing Legends. We will get through this broadcast one way or the other. There may be three
Hey,
people.
willpower
It's
through.
definitely unique and funny, right? Yay,
Good
we
to
laugh.
hear. It's entertaining, Hillary.
Yes,
It's unlike any other year.
Exactly. I
Woo.
may actually be able to get my real mic back here in a little bit. So that'll be kind of fun. So anyway, let's see if we can get one more person in. Here's what I'm going to do. It looks like the next person up is Rodney. And I know you've all been patient. You've all been waiting.
Yeah.
So we may have to ask other people to possibly leave while we're waiting for Scott and Forrest. But I'm going to bring Rodney in and we'll have a question for him if this doesn't crash. Okay, Rodney, could you unmute yourself, please, sir?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. How are you tonight?
I'm fine. How about y'all?
Oh, well, we were doing okay until everything broke. So
I noticed.
usually it's slick and professional, and it's just been a something show. I won't say what it's been. But they wrote some trivia. Okay. And anybody who wins trivia, get in contact with us, jimharold.com/contact. And we will get your details to get
That's
you
what to do, Crystal. We gave you the wrong info.
Well, as long as Crystal can get in touch, that's fine.
That's right.
And I noticed that Scott and Forrest are monitoring on YouTube, they tell me. So after we get done with Rodney, if you can pop in, we're having a lot of technical problems tonight. StreamYard has gone insane. I don't know what it is. Okay, Rodney, trivia time. What was the last name of the famous UFO abductees, Betty and Barney? And I won't say it. I almost said it.
You did.
Is the last name Walton? Is the last name Hill? Is the last name Harold? Or is the last name Smithers?
B. Hill.
You said Hill?
Right.
That's right. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding,
You
ding.
win. There we go. There we go. Just that easy. Just that easy. Well played. Well, you'll win a t-shirt and you'll win a Kindle book, one of my campfire books. And we will get that out to you. All you got to do is go to jimharold.com/contact and send us your info, and we will get you the stuff. And I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you for being a part of the show. What's your favorite show? Which one? Is it Campfire?
I couldn't hear that.
I said, which show of ours do you listen to the most, would you say? Campfire?
Both.
Both. Well, I like that. That's a good answer. Rodney, thank you, sir. You have a good night.
You too.
All right. So what we got to do here, let's see how many people. I think Scott and Forrest, if they can join us, that would be great. So
I mean, do you need any of us to beg out for a few minutes so maybe it's not as taxing on the stream? Could that be it?
No, it shouldn't be taxing on the stream at all. Let me just let them know. Please join in. Join in. Yeah, this has been the most unique. I mean, I used like a system called Blab like 7 or 8 years ago and had no problems.
Right.
And this has been interesting to say the least.
So
while we're waiting for Scott and Forrest, I see Doug's there. I see Catherine and Tony's there. I'm going to go to Catherine and Tony real quick.
Yay!
Catherine and Tony, you're in a car. That's cool.
Woo-hoo! Go somewhere
You've got a better
good.
tech setup than we have.
We are
I'm
in
sure
a
that's
car.
going to work better. So, nevertheless, be that as it may, are you ready for some trivia?
We sure are.
Sure.
Now, are you guys down in Texas? Am I right?
Yep. That's us.
Yep.
Thank you for remembering.
Yay!
There you go. There you go.
And Dara, it's good to see you. We can't go anywhere because we're balancing the phone on the dash with a cup of soup.
It still looks better than my shot.
Ingenious. It's propped up. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
All right. Okay, here it is. Which cryptid was captured on film in the 1934 Surgeon's Photograph? A, Bigfoot. B, the Beast of Bray Road. C, the Loch Ness Monster. Or D, Michael Jackson's pet monkey Bubbles.
Sorry. Oh, Maddie, you're so good.
All right, we think we know. We're going with C. Loch Ness
Yay!
Yay!
Monster. Right, nice. That was all
There
Tony.
you go. Another winner.
Awesome job. And
Another
look all the
winner.
spooktators. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Let's see who all, because I know we've got some people trying to get in here. I think we're waiting on, okay. I think we have the Astonishing Legends, guys. Catherine and Tony, thank you so much for your
Thank
support.
you, guys.
Good to see all of you.
Have a fun night.
Stay
Happy
spooky.
Halloween.
Enjoy
Eat the
your
soup
soup.
and head out.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all. You
All right, let's see if we can get. Oh, there we go.
Yay.
Wow.
Hey,
Scott,
hey.
you look very, very different. I didn't even recognize you. Were you the green?
Yeah, I
What
lost
are
the
you?
beard. You know, life moves pretty fast if you don't stop and take a look around once in a while.
There's some costumes.
Forrest is looking good.
Forrest is our logo, Astonishing
a little
Al.
bit. Well, here we go. There's a little bit of that.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
There you go. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to meet everybody, but I'll just give you quick intros all around. Natalie is my youngest daughter, calling in from the Ohio State University.
Oh, nice.
Maddie,
Trademarked the.
Trademark.
It is
Maddie
trademarked.
is our associate producer from Canada, and she just
Oh.
makes everything go.
Wonderful.
Cassandra is my eldest daughter.
Yes, of course.
And Medusa Harold is my wife.
Yes.
And you know me. And I'll be your friend to the end.
Is that Chucky's tagline?
We watched the first movie last night, and it was interesting. It was interesting. It was very it was a movie of its time. Let's put it
Yes,
that
it
way.
was.
Yeah, very 80s. Very
And I don't
Very
know,
80s.
90s.
I don't know how much of the stream you've seen tonight, but it has been a technical nightmare.
What? Yeah, we logged in about 10 or 15 minutes ago. Heard you talking about some problems, and
Well,
yeah.
I'm on a laptop, Mike. I'm not even on my setup. I'm like, you could tell, you could see wires and stuff in the background.
Yeah.
My big fancy computer here has just totally decided to do whatever. So we had to keep, the show must go on, as they say. So we just pulled out the laptop. So Scott and Forrest, what does Halloween mean to you guys? I mean, you know, you're like me, you're spooky all year long.
Yes.
What does Halloween mean to you?
You know, for me, it is one of my favorite times of year. It's one of my wife and I. It's our favorite time to decorate, like more than Christmas, more than any other. Like we've got the little miniature. I can't remember who makes them now. I can almost see it, but they're like motorized little houses with like bats, and they play weird recordings. Lemax, Lemax. I have like a whole. You know, how people have like Santa villages. I have a whole like haunted street that takes up a big desk that I love to get out every year. And my son loves to go trick or treating and stuff like that. But you know, doing this stuff year round, yeah, it's a lot to think about. You know, and people ask us what we do in our free time. It's like I don't necessarily talk about the paranormal because I'm doing it, you know, 40 hours a week anyway, or 50.
I know what it's like. I know what it's like.
Or 80.
Yeah.
What about
Come on.
What about you, Forrest? What does Halloween mean to you?
Well, it was always one of my favorite holidays growing up as a kid, of course. But I mean, because you couldn't have planned it better because it's a whole stretch, right? As soon as Halloween happens, the summer, it's cooled down a little bit. That's the first one. And then you got you got Thanksgiving, which is family and food. You got Christmas. It's Christmas, and then New Year's. It's the you know, it's a great stretch, and it always meant a lot to me as a kid. But also, when I was younger, my dad, he's probably the most influential person in my life to get me into media creation and production. And back then, he was a cinematographer, photographer, wanted to get into movie making, and also he was interested in a little bit movie makeup. So he ordered a bunch of makeups from Joe Blasco here, who is based here in LA. I'm not sure if Joe's still alive, but he taught a monster makeup academy and classes for people getting into special effects makeup. And he always, my dad anyway, would get the professional catalog. So he had a ton of great makeup effects, scar material, this and that. I remember, and one of my favorite Halloweens was that he made me up to be like a undead mini vampire. So, and I just remember the all the professional makeup or whatever, it just wasn't a mask with the polyester draped on costume. It was the whole getup. And I remember the reactions I got from the neighborhood folks was a bit of like, wow. And they were also really creeped out. And I realized they're just like, that's really, hey, good one, kid. And they just, the effect that it had on people when you look like that, it's like, man, horror and always one of my favorite genres as a kid, it has a lot of effect on people, and it's a lot of pleasure. It's a lot of fear. There's a lot going on there. And, but one of my favorites, I think he had made me up to be something that year. And, up in the Northwest, we'd be out to like 9 PM or so, way after dark. Back in the old days when you could do that, I remember coming home and, big haul of candy. And as I walked in, my dad said, "Sit down. Dracula's on," and it was the one with Frank Langella.
Oh yeah,
classic version. Yeah, he was terrific, and it's like, man, this is a perfect Halloween. And just grabbed a soda, was eating candy, and now Dracula came on. And to top it off, I was of course asking my dad the philosophical aspects of Dracula. I remember him saying, "It's like, well, if this guy's unkillable, what protection do we have against him?" He's like, "Well, he's not. He has a flaw." And that is sunlight. He can't be exposed. And it gave me hope that monsters can be vanquished, as powerful as they seem. So,
yeah.
See, we vanquished technology tonight. The movie wouldn't work, so I went with the laptop. See, they can be vanquished. So I know you guys have covered like everything under the sun, and I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you both individually. And by the way, Scott, you reminded me of someone.
Yeah.
And I couldn't place it, and I think I've placed it now.
Yeah,
you resemble Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'll take that as a
little like Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah,
like brothers. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing.
Yeah, yeah, nice. I like it.
Or Ferris's. Yeah.
I look different without my beard. Like I can see people commenting on the. Oh, it's creepy. Yeah,
they are. Yeah.
Ferris's, uncle who's having a midlife crisis. That too. I'm a skeleton with a little bit of male pattern baldness.
Well,
we're all getting older.
Before I interrupted myself, as I want to do, Scott, maybe you could talk about the scariest thing that you've encountered while doing the show. I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but tell us.
Well, it's going to be the Sally House and the EVP that we got inside the Sally House. Yeah,
and tradition on our show, everyone has to take a shot.
Yeah, people that are inclined to drink will take a drink on that one. But yeah, the Sally House, absolutely, for sure. Not the house itself so much as the EVP. The house was creepy, but the EVP is still a problem for me. I've maybe listened to it less than 20 times in my life, and 15 of those were to get it into an episode, and that was it.
So and I want to get to Derek's super chat. Thank you, Derek. But Forrest, same for you. Is it the Sally House or is it something else?
I would have to say so far it was the visit this afternoon to a Spirit Halloween store on a Saturday before a party on Halloween weekend. That was it was frightening inside and out, and just a zoo, and like being trapped in there. That would be like a Stephen King thing where everyone's trapped and now they have to get along.
Yeah.
And of course, we see every aspect of society battling it out. That was I don't want to do that again. So the lesson learned is that it's like, it'll just be easy. I'm just going to run in and grab a mask. It'll be fine. Always order ahead of time. And then, but I would say seriously, I haven't really been frightened in a sense. As I always say, it's like, look, anybody can be startled. I'm not afraid of the concepts that we cover, but certainly I can be startled, and I can be frightened in the moment. And I've not had that fear that a lot of people who've contacted the show and told us their stories, really, very much in a heartfelt manner, describe a feeling that gets right, like to the core of your atoms. Just like it's indescribable, ineffable. You don't know, you can't even put it into words. And it's like, that's a terror that I think most of us, thankfully, will never have to fear or experience. But I think for me, it's a lot of little things that have happened as we've done the show. And it could be, like I said, I've talked about this before, but for a dinner party of about 4 or 5 of us, and right after dinner, we had a bit of a Japanese whiskey, and there's a big glass stopper in the bottle. And as we mentioned, someone who had recently passed, the husband of somebody who was there, the cork popped out. I mean, the whole top came off and fell on the table. And it's just like, okay, that I'll put it this way. A lot of little things have happened where the physics didn't make sense. I mean, just little stuff that doesn't really scare you. But I was standing with Scott on his porch one night. I think we just wrapped up. We were recording something, and we were looking at something on his iPad, and he set it down on his railing, and I saw him do it. It was more of it was, the railing part didn't cover the entire length of the iPad, but the iPad was more over the railing than was hanging over the edge. And suddenly that thing just flips over and lands.
Yeah, it was on there long ways, and the railing was about probably 5 inches across flat, and the iPad was on, 80% of the iPad was on it. And it fell off. I have a security camera. I went back and I have it on camera. Actually,
it didn't float in the air and wave around and smash.
It was weird though.
It just went whoop, and it landed on the ground. It was perfectly fine.
This is and by the way, you never do never try to get an EVP at home. Never investigate your own house. That's what they say. But before that, I knew that. I got one in my living room where I was like, "Who are you?" And you could hear just this on playing the recording back, and with someone else who heard it way later. I didn't catch it until she said, "Go back and listen to that first time."
Ooh.
Very first question I asked on this recorder that we have, and I was like, "Who are you?" And it was just, "I can't tell."
Oh
yeah,
in my living room.
Right. It's a lot of things that like I said, there's those aspects where the physics of what just happened don't make any sense. I've heard a growl from a large feline kind of creature out in the middle of the desert with nothing around. Recently, I was telling Scott about this. I don't think I've mentioned this a lot, but after, was it that summer of the Midwest ghost hunting tours with Jill and Roger, I just remember getting ready for bed. It was about 2:30 in the morning, hot night out, so the bathroom window's open, and I just hear a male voice, I would guess probably mid-30s, just say hello, and very flatly, and it's just like it was so clear. I thought somebody was outside of my bathroom window pranking me, or just you get some drunk kids wandering up the street. But what was weird is it sounded like it was right outside the window, but my window's about 8 feet off the ground. And I was so startled. It's just like, I just said, hello, like, hey, are you, you should probably go, but is anyone there, kind of a thing. No response. 2 weeks later, as I'm waking up, and you're kind of in that hypnopompic state, or hypnagogic state, one of the two. I wake up and I hear this voice in my head that just says, and this time it's a woman, slightly more middle-aged, and just says hello. But that one was different because that one to me sounded like it was in my head, whereas the other one where I was awake both times. As I know, but like I just woken up, and that one just seemed different because again, it seemed like a female. It was very flatly said in the same manner, but just I could kind of get a sense of an age range. And the other thing that this time it did seem like it was in my head. I'm just like, well, is that the exploding head syndrome or whatever? But the fact that there's the context of hearing that like a week or two before, it's just like, and so I asked somebody who is more knowledgeable about these things, and they just said, well, it's something's saying hello. It's like, it could be a lot worse. They could be wanting to kill me, or it's just like, you won't make it till tonight. It wasn't, it was just very, it's like, okay, that's very strange. And so small, strange things have happened that are kind of unexplainable, and you can't tell people about them because they roll their eyes or they want to tell you what you experienced without having been there, which I always get a kick out of. But yeah, just a lot of small things, but nothing terrifying so far. And knock on wood.
Well, to that point, Derek, thank you for your super chat. Derek asks, John Keel famously abandoned Fortiana because it invaded his personal life. Do you gentlemen ever fear that your study and interest may result in attachments or hauntings?
I do think about that. It hasn't. Well, I did have again in connection with the thing that bothered me the most about anything we've done. I had definite ongoing series of events. It seemed like for 6 to 8 months after that. So with the Sally House, but nothing else. But since then, I'm a lot more cautious. I'm a lot more careful. I'm actually more spiritually careful. But we're and I haven't been too keen on like getting back into a place with that kind of reputation, to be honest. And it's funny because when we started, I just was like this undying curiosity. I got to see things. Not only do I have to see it, we have to prove it. Let's get evidence on tape. Da, 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 da. You know, how's it work? You know, and then like after that happens, it's kind of like, yeah, it works. Just like,
I've seen it.
I'm good. I've made some notes in my notebook, and I'll talk about it. But I'm kind of done with the magnifying glass part of it. You know?
Well, that's what's interesting. The change that I saw in Scott as well is that you don't have to prove it. You don't feel like you have to, because you realize at some point you're going to get these little experiences. But there's a lot of evidence and proof, I think. But it all depends on the person and what they believe is proof. You're never going to have enough to convince everybody. So what's your goal with this? And the goal is to just enjoy the experience. You know, try and learn something about yourself from it. I remember like with Scott, I don't know, it was the last time or whatever, but he had this whole checklist that he wanted me to go through. It's like when you're ghost hunting, like time sync the hard drives, check the batteries. I want this, get several camera angles, map it all out. And then it's just like, well, there's a show that used to do that, I think, called Ghost Lab, where they would do that. They would have a quad split of all the cameras, what the angles, what recorders are getting, this and that. And it's hours upon hours of data to pour through. One. Secondly, you could do all that, but I think at some point, I feel this personally as a belief, is that you're only going to get so much evidence. It's never going to be total proof of like, well, there you go. We just figured out that ghost exists and everybody knows it. And it's we have to move on, because that just changes the entire world, I guess your world belief system, the paradigm that we're set up in, and that everybody has to decide for themselves what they believe in. You're not going to get some big clue that just gives it all away.
There's also that thing about like, you go to the concert, whatever, you're going to see Led Zeppelin's last show, whatever. And what are you going to stand there with the phone up the whole time? Or are you just going to experience it? And like, I'm more at a point now where it's like, if I'm going to go somewhere, I want to have a few pieces of electronics, for fun, but like, I'm less concerned about the hard data on every moment that something happened, because if you experience it, when you start to believe in your own personal experiences, then you get past like needing everybody else in the world to believe the personal experience you had.
Yeah, I think that when you've done this for a while, it does change you. I think it does change you.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
It's changed me. I believe it's changed me. Dar, has it changed me? Do you think it's changed me at all in terms of my... I mean, I've always been interested in mysterious stuff. I think it's changed.
No, you have. No, it has.
And
but
speaking
not necessarily like in a good way or a bad way. It just, you're just
certainly not a good
different. You're okay. No.
Well, I have a question for Jim though. Is that I've listening to the show for years now. I think since 2007, I've heard a few personal stories and anecdotes, and a little, I always want to know more about your beliefs. But have you had anything throughout your storied career that has shocked you, or that has really scared you, more so in the sense that it's connected to the show or something you covered?
Well, the thing that scared me the most, I think I've told you guys about this. And again, this could be one of those too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence things that I always talk about, or it could have been just a coincidence. But I interviewed the late, great Rosemary Ellen Guiley.
Yes.
In April of 2013. It was the first or second day of April. And she was doing a book on the jinn. and she sent me a book, and she always sent me her books before she would do an interview with me. And I think I counted up, and she did 20 interviews with me.
Wow.
She was the
Wow.
best. She was great. And
I have
she's
one
great.
right here.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
She was awesome. So anyway, she did this book on the gin, and then my uncle, who had been ill, but I think it would be fair to say we didn't expect him to die from what was going on. Later that evening, we got a call that he died. Then 2 weeks later, and this uncle was not like, you have an uncle you kind of see a couple times a year, kind of like, he literally lived with us growing up. So he's like a second,
like a dad.
Yeah. So then that was bad enough. And then 2 weeks later, my mom unexpectedly died. And, there's thoughts and sayings about gin that, if you start delving into it, they can impact your life. And, again, it may be a coincidence, but that was the only book that Rosemary ever sent me that I immediately got rid of. In fact, I threw it in the garbage. Wow. And it wasn't because of her. It was nothing against her.
No. Now I'm like, well, so anyway. No,
no, but it really freaked us out.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, I had not heard that story. Yeah.
No, I hadn't either, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think I even told her that. But yeah, that freaked me out. That freaked me out for sure.
What did she say, if anything?
I don't recall having that discussion with her. I'm sure I told her, though. I'm sure I told her. I don't think I would have said it publicly. I don't recall, but I think she stepped away. To be honest with you, I think she stepped away from that work too. And I don't know why, but I can only guess that it was not positive. On to lighter topics. I want to ask you guys about a kind of fun thing, and I'd love to hear what the Spooktators have to say. What is your favorite, stupid horror movie? Now, I'll tell you mine.
Okay. Oh, no, we did this already.
No, stupid ones, though. Stupid ones.
Stupid, okay.
I know what his answer is going to be.
Oh, no, that's mine, too.
Have seen what?
Have you seen this? The Stuff. Have you seen The Stuff?
No.
Oh, my gosh.
Classic.
It is the best. It's the best work.
Okay.
Best worst.
It's basically about this stuff that's sold like an ice cream treat, but then it ends up devouring people. And the tagline, The Stuff. Do you eat it or does it eat you? And it's very much like an early 80s drive-in flick.
Nice.
Look it up. The Stuff. I made
Be careful looking it up. Didn't I look it up and get a virus?
You looked it up and got a virus.
There you go.
Well, you got stuff. Yeah.
I got the stuff.
But no, it's let's see. Motel. This is a good one. Motel Hell. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. Yeah. Yeah. That was a drive-in classic.
Oh, no. I like James's answer.
Matt and I saw Tourist Trap. That one was pretty
Tourist
good.
Trap was so much fun.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean that's a top fiver for me too.
Yeah, that's actually the answer I was gonna give. I think just because it didn't take it was meant to be a silly comedy.
Yeah,
and but it has the great Fred Willard in it, and it just there's a lot to dine out on.
Chud.
Well, that's another
Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. Yeah, and I have to do Tremors too. Honestly,
Tremors.
I love Tremors.
That's not so much that is kind of pretty well done. Yeah.
It's well done. It's not stupid. Well, it is stupid, but it's stupid on purpose. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yes, that one too. Yeah.
See, it's not a horror movie, but Santa Claus Meets the Martians is good, but that's not really.
Right. Can be scary. Yeah.
Manos Hands of Fate.
And don't like scary. Idle Hands was pretty dumb.
Manos Hands of Fate.
I like this Poultry Cats. I never heard of that.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good one. Abominable Dr. Phibes.
Wow.
With Vincent Price in the organ. Yes.
Oh, nice.
See
nice.
that?
I thought
evil. Yeah. There's for me, it's like especially when I was growing up. It's not so much. I don't remember a lot of the concepts. I remember scenes that grab you. That's probably like a lot of horror films. The whole movie can be kind of schlocky, but a few well done scenes will always stick with you. And I remember one. I think it was a British Hammer film that there was some kind of creature that looked like a giant tortoise. It was kind of domed, and it was another driving classic. And the guy tries to kill. He hits it with an axe, and it splits in two, and it just looks like it's full of yellow spaghetti. And I just remember, like, as a kid, like, the rest of the movie was dumb, but that got me. But another one that I think, again, the concepts that stuck with me. Some folks in the audience will remember the title, but it was an anthology of 3 stories, another driving classic. But I didn't realize this till I was older, of course, that they were all somewhat classic bits of folklore. It's like the monkey's paw, except that this was, I think it was the hand, and somebody, of course, wishes a loved one return, and of course they're kind of zombie-like, and then they try to dispatch of them by vivisection, and everything, of course, is still alive. You cannot, every part of it's still alive. The other one was one of the stories was a cruel manager of a home for the blind, and then, of course, they take over. And then the third story, I'm having trouble remember, but, like, those are all, folks nowadays, of course, they don't, there's not many drive-ins around, but that's why you would go there, because it came out of the crummy little speaker. You had a bunch of snacks, your whole family's in the car, your friends, and it was also part of the experience.
That's right.
To have some schlocky good fun.
Yeah.
Speaking
Anybody
of
else?
anthology, I
Yes.
thought you would mention Creepshow.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good show.
Oh,
I-
one
I
of Jim's
suggest
favorites.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I love the one with Leslie Nielsen.
Yes.
Remember
Yeah.
Ted Danson and Leslie Nielsen?
Yeah.
That
I
was
don't
the
know. The
best one
roach
because
one got to me. The roach one.
with E.G.
Yes.
Marshall. Yeah.
Was there
exactly.
one where he was buried up to his neck in the sand? I'm trying to
That was
remember.
Ted Danson.
That's
Ted Danson. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
also such
Yeah.
great actors who went on to, if they weren't terribly famous then, a lot of them got a big bump for
Yeah, I think
roles in that film.
I think that was Ted Danson before Cheers, and Leslie Nielsen maybe right before Police Squad. Because remember, Police Squad started as a TV show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Short-lived, which I loved when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
I remember
I used to
watching
have it
it's
on
like-
DVD. I don't think
It's
I do
like,
anymore.
why don't people love this show? And then lo and behold, a few years later, they made the movies and they were hugely successful. But
Yeah, absolutely.
but he was playing kind of a straight part there,
Yeah.
So it was kind of fun, campy though, campy. But
Yeah.
it was,
No
it was-
one can match Stephen King's acting, though.
Oh,
No
what an
one
actor!
can match that.
What an actor! A tour de force on the screen.
Absolutely.
What are you guys looking at these days? What's coming up? What kind of things that we can look forward to on Astonishing Legends?
Well, that's a good question. We
have
tend to-
go ahead, Scott. I was just going to say
you go
we
ahead.
have a couple of we try to, like, mix it up, and because we have this storied folder of a couple hundred ideas at least that we've been sitting on, so we try to include a few of those in, and which are classics. One that we've been asked for quite a bit was the Missing 411, so we tackled that one. And a lot of times it's something that we had heard about, or it's just been around, but we want to know what the real story is. So I think for this season, there may be a story on the undead. We'll see. I'll just say that, which is another classic tale with some folklore elements. We've also I'm trying to think one, Scott, that we did that was more I guess regional too. It's like we did the Enfield monster, which I'd heard the name, and I thought it was connected to the Enfield poltergeist. That's how ignorant I was. And then we dive into it. It's like, this is a pretty good I love how different regions have their own little monster creature. Certainly we just or they have a place. And Jim, I don't know if you've heard of have you heard of Helltown, Ohio?
Yes.
Okay.
I have heard of
we
it.
just got to
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but I have heard of it. Yes.
Okay. Well, we were sent a story for one of our Halloween shows, and we didn't get to include it in this round, but we'd like to interview and cover the story one day. But basically, talk about stuff that follows you home. What this person and their friend saw driving home when they went to go check out, Helltown after work at like around midnight, which now I know is not a good thing to do. They see this being standing in the road, and here's a little creepy factor. So I think with how they described it, the head, it was very tall, wearing some kind of long robe. It had the head of something like like a deer skull, and I think it had the antlers even. And they claimed they had to swerve to get out of from hitting this thing. And not to give too much away, but they basically go home, and a bunch of bad stuff happens after that they have to take some spiritual remediation measures to finally get rid of. But it was very harrowing. Here's the weird thing: we got another story around the same time, and this one, totally different person, different part of the country. This one, I think, happened at the beginning of October this month, where they were just it was several strange things that had happened to this person. The last one being, though, that they were they were sleeping in a trailer outside while some renovations were happening. There's their old home, of course, and in the sodium light that lights up the whole backyard, they see this figure half in and half out of the light, and it is also very tall. It has also got the head of a deer skull with antlers, and I will just say it's on the other side of the country. Totally unrelated people. It's like, is this a regular character behind the veil? Is this what is that? I mean, what's there are, of course, folklore and legends throughout the world and history that will describe something similar, but nothing's ever quite the same, except that you will hear about themes that pop up, and you do wonder: are these the stuff that originated folklore of our ancestors?
We just had somebody on the campfire who said that he's seen a skinwalker multiple times. He called it a skinwalker, and he's works up in Washington State. And he said the first time he goes to work very early in the morning, and he was driving in kind of this rural area, and he saw a dead deer, and then he saw something bending over it, eating it. And then it stood up on its hind legs, and that's what he called the skinwalker. And then he says, subsequent, he says that he's seen it multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, call me back if you see it.
Call me back.
Well, to your point earlier, that's why we don't know a whole lot about the Native American traditions, because they firmly believe if you talk about it, if you discuss it, it attracts them. And you don't want that kind of attention. So they're very tight-lipped about it, and will only tell elements of the legend and lore to certain people. So that's why we don't know a whole lot about it, at least from their perspective. And so, it's all very fascinating. But I think, Scott, coming up, do you have any favorite topics you want us to hit towards the end of the show?
I've been wanting to hit. I probably won't happen till next year, but I've been wanting forever to actually cover MH370, the missing 777 aircraft, which I keep waiting because I keep thinking somebody's going to find something, and but they keep not finding it. So I'm very interested in what happened to that plane. So that's something I would like to cover next year.
That's a deep dive. That's a heavy lift, as we say.
Yes.
Here on our end.
That really is. That is a huge question. I don't even know where to start with that. That's just opens up such a Pandora's box of the different possibilities.
I'm fortunate. I have a very good friend from high school who was military. He was like an AWACS instructor, and now he's a pilot for American, and he's promised to come on and give me professional advice about that one. So hopefully that'll help.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, Scott and Forrest, you are always awesome. You're always welcome anytime that we do a tech-riddled party. No, I mean, actually, it's been great. I mean, our audience has stayed steady with us through all the things. It's been great. And you guys have been great. You've been fantastic.
Hey, thank you, Jim.
Really enjoyed spending some time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having us. It's an honor to be a part of anything you're doing, frankly.
Absolutely. You're our podfather. I don't even bother with the Adam, that the guy who had the first whatever. As far as this genre is concerned, we look up to you, and you are the giant on whose shoulders we've stood to gain whatever we've done here for this long. And just between us, hats off for keeping at it for so long.
That's
absolutely. One of the hardest things to do ever in podcasting. Ask anybody who's had one for a few years.
Yeah. You just keep going. You keep your tech fails, you plug something else in.
That's right.
But no, I love what I do. Like you guys, you got to have a passion for this. If you do this all the years, I mean, and you guys do heavily researched episodes and very complex episodes, and to do what you do on such the quality that you've kept over the years, it is a mutual admiration society.
And thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, happy Halloween.
Halloween.
Candy, and we will catch you on the other side. And stay spooky.
All right,
spooky.
everybody. So great to see you all again.
Bye, nice
and
seeing you guys. Bye.
take care.
Bye.
Stay spooky.
Bye.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Well, those guys
awesome.
are great.
They have
are
such
always
great stories.
They are. They're great guys. They're very knowledgeable, very dedicated. They're some of the absolute best who do this.
Yeah.
So I think it's time for a drink. We haven't had a drink in a
But
while.
I'm empty. No.
Ew.
You're going to have a few
Cassandra,
minutes
go make
to
more.
refill,
Yeah.
and maybe somebody can bring me something. I'm a little parched. So now we're going to go back to Dar and Cassandra from earlier in the day. And after this, folks, make sure people have waited. You're patient. Thank you. We will get to trivia right after this drink recipe.
Hey, everybody, we're back.
Back again.
Another drink. And the nice thing about this drink, Cassandra, is you can be alcoholic or you can actually make it as a mocktail. You're going to follow along with the mocktail.
Maybe had too many Snicker-teenies.
True. You need something a little, cut yourself off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, and then if you have kids, maybe, or somebody who's, who can't drink, this way they feel part of the festivities as well. And maybe little kids think like they're all grown up because they're having a drink. I don't know. But anyway, this is called Purple People Eater. And it is from a website called 3olivesbranch.com. And thank you, Kim. Also a very good website. So we're going to go ahead and do that. What you need is some vodka, some blue curacao. So that kind of tastes like orangey a little bit. It's kind of a sweet liquor. You need some grenadine and some lemonade. We couldn't find big lemonade at the store, so we had to buy the small bottles.
And if you're making the non-alcoholic version, the only difference is you're going to need some blue food coloring, and you won't obviously need the liquor.
You also need some lemons for garnish. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a lemon and you're going to cut them in wedges. And this is the hard part. You have to slice it, but not all the way through so that it kind of sits on your glass as such, maybe a little bit higher up. It's supposed to be kind of like a horn. I went too far through. Sorry. I went a little too far through. So mine's not sticking up, but it's supposed to be like a horn. Also, they take a ping pong ball and draw an eye on it. Thank you, Cassandra. Nice artiste. Very good work here. Some people, I guess, use gummy eyeballs, but they won't float. They're going to go down to the bottom. So, but you're, more than welcome to use that because then you can eat it afterwards.
We got fun, creepy crawlies.
Yeah. So it's supposed to look like, hopefully, we're going to see if these come out purple, but they're supposed to come out purple. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a shaker with ice. And we're going to start with a half ounce of blue curacao. Kind of eyeballing it. So that was a little more than an ounce. You can do one of these. Sorry about that.
Directions are our paper.
Yes. Now we're going to get some grenadine. You want to start with these two first. Okay. And then you want 1.5 ounces of vodka. That's a little more than a half. That's like 2.
Close enough.
I might need a little bit more grenadine. And maybe
that'll make up for the curacao.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I kind of went
even out the colors.
So if you're doing the mocktail version,
yes. So for that, you finished with the lemonade on the other one?
Well, no, we did not.
Oh, okay.
But here, I'll get some ice.
Because the mocktail takes 6 ounces of the lemonade. That's 3/4 of a cup.
Whoop.
Make sure we get that in there. And then we're going to take 1/2 ounce of grenadine. There we go. And then your food coloring. So we actually only had food gel. So we'll
Locking it to it was running the family.
So ordinarily you would put 2 drops of the food coloring in. I'm going to put in a little less because the gel is known to be a little stronger, but if the coloring is not coming out right.
And it's probably not because it's gel.
But it should be food coloring.
Yeah, you want the liquid stuff. I had it, and I think it went kind of and then I
add some more in there here.
Yeah,
just swirl it in there. We'll see how it comes.
There we go.
Oh yeah, that's purple, kind of.
There we go.
Pretty, a little more blue, probably.
Well, you could probably do a little more red.
And that's a good way to kind of eyeball things. If it's looking more blue than purple or more red than purple, just keep going. You'll probably get back to it.
It tastes well. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's the important part. You can throw a little more of that in there to lighten it up.
Might need more a little. Because it's really blue now.
That's what I thought with the food gels. That stuff's stronger. This still might not do it.
It might not. It'll be nice
at the point. It will. Fun sugar movie.
So if you're doing the alcoholic version, you can remember you put your alcohol in the shaker and you want to shake it. Make sure that's closed. Shake it for a good 30 seconds or so. You really want it to get nice and cold.
Nice and blue. It's a blue people.
This might be blue as well. No, we'll see. You can also top it with like a lemon lime soda, like a Sprite. It'll give it a little bubbles. It'll give it a little more citrusy flavor too.
You can cut back on the lemonade if you do that as well.
You can. Or you could just use club soda too. Tonic water.
Oh, that one is purple.
We got purple. So there you go. Do that. You could probably put it over, some rocks. Add a little lemonade depending on how you like it. But there's your purple. You can put your eyeball floating in it. Oh, ho, ho. And there's your purple people eater. Or blue.
Or blue.
Hey, it's still a monster.
It's a monster.
Cheers.
Very sweet.
Ooh, this is good.
Very, very sweet.
This is not as sweet as your Snicker-teeny. You probably can make it more so by putting a little more lemonade. And I think they did put maybe about 4 ounces and I put like a splash. So use it according to your judgment, right? And you probably want to do it over some rocks too, which would probably be good. So there you go. So enjoy. And again, stay spooky.
Hey, another great job. And in celebration, I'm going to have one with a little bit of Snicker-teeny here.
The drink was so good they both disappeared.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, we've lost some of our people. We are going to bring in some, so there have been some very patient people here.
Because we were making the drinks. No.
Yes. Doug and Jimmy Pumpkinseed. I think Jimmy Pumpkinseed's been here a little bit longer. We're going to add him in. I'm going to wait for Dar to come in.
I'm coming.
We're going to do another piece of trivia. I think we're on question number 4, I think. All right. Well, we will bring in Jimmy Pumpkinseed. Hello, Jimmy. Thank you for being so patient. Can you see us? Can you hear us?
I can see you guys. Can you hear me?
We can. Where are you calling from tonight?
The nation's capital, Ottawa, Ontario.
There you go. Maddie's like, that's right. That's
right. Maddie's like, yep, got the right one.
All right, Jimmy. Well, we're going to get you a t-shirt and I'll see what I can do about getting you a Kindle book. I know there's some kind of weird international restriction on that. I think it's silly, but we'll get you at least a t-shirt. I can promise you that. Let's see if we've got a question for you. If you win, of course. All right. What is the name of the peculiar weather formation in the Bermuda Triangle blamed for its frequent summer storms? Is it Bob's Burgers, Ethel's Derecho, Harold's Hurricane, or Morgan's Cloud?
I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to go with B.
B? B or D?
B, as in Bob.
B. Okay.
Not Bob's Burgers.
Ethel's Derecho. I hate to tell you that is not correct. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't know much about the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. What show do you tend to listen to? Paranormal podcast, Campfire? Which one do you listen to the most, would you say?
I've been listening to Campfire for over 11 or 12 years now at this point, and talking to you, it feels like talking to an old friend. It's great.
Well, thank you. I feel the same way. What's your favorite story, would you say?
Oh gosh, recently there's been some good ones with the black-eyed kids and the state trooper there, the creepy smile and the black eyes. That was a good one recently. And my all-time favorite though is definitely the mural in the Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse Saloon, yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, that was great.
Absolutely. No, it's a lot of fun, and I love those stories. I love the storytellers. They're so great. And I really appreciate listeners like you who have been with us a long time. And you were so patient all night. I saw you there and I'm like, we got to get to him. We got to get to him. He is so patient. And I thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks, guys. Have a good happy Halloween. Stay spooky.
We will.
Too.
Happy Halloween, Jimmy. Thank you
If you
again.
can't be safe, be good.
Bye-bye. Oh, I wish you would have won.
I know.
Okay. So we've got Doug and Drew. Doug's been here the longest, then we'll go to Drew. So Doug, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Got my little mask here that I was given.
No.
There you go. There you
One
go.
of the things
Now,
Japan-
are you up in New York State? Am I remembering right, or am I off?
Buffalo, Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. That's what threw me. Me. The Buffalo, Minnesota. Well, good to see you again. I know we see you on trivia every year, and we've got that question for you. What is the name of the peculiar weather formation in the Bermuda Triangle blamed for its frequent summer storms? Bob's Burgers, Ethel's derecho, Harold's hurricane, or Morgan's cloud?
I'm going to guess Delta D, Morgan's cloud.
You would be correct, sir. Yes.
Yay.
Yes. So get in touch with us at jimharold.com/contact, and we will get you your lovely.
I
gifts.
love your little mask. That is
That
so cute.
nice. I like
That
that
was
a lot.
the Japanese English students when I was living in Japan. They gave it to me as a going away present.
Oh, nice.
It's a little, they call it a oni, which is Japanese for demon. They're a little kind of, not so creepy or evil like the demons we're aware of, but more of a troublesome character, always creating
mischief.
Yep.
So that's why our tech went out. That explains.
We're gonna blame that. No.
Yeah, I have it right here. So maybe that's what was it.
That must have been it. You've watched us many years, Doug. You've never seen anything like that, I don't think. But no, thank you so much. I know you're a longtime supporter, and congratulations on winning. And happy Halloween, and stay spooky.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, have a good Halloween.
I've been listening since the beginning when I first started podcast listening. I got my first Mac.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, I appreciate all of our listeners, but the ones that have been with us from the very beginning, just amazing, because it used to not be so easy to get a podcast. You didn't just pick up your phone. You had to hook up a cable to your computer and sync it to like this obscure portable player. It just it was a whole different world. It was a whole different world. So, Doug, thank you for being with us from the beginning.
You're very welcome, Jim.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
And
guys.
I believe with those oni, they would they often throw beans, actually like soybeans, and they say like demons out, luck in.
Oh, awesome.
Ooh, that is an interesting factoid, Cassandra. I appreciate it. That's excellent. That's excellent. I did not know that. All right, next up is Drew. Hey, Drew, how you doing?
Hey, Drew.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
Just fine. Tell Chris Lee we say hello. And we we have some trivia for you. Are you ready to play some trivia?
Oh, yes.
All right, here we go. Okay. What was UFO abductee Travis Walton's profession at the time of his abduction? Lumberjack? Snake milker? Dog food taster? Or pet psychic?
He was a lumberjack.
Yay!
Hey, I
There
have
we go.
some snakes if anyone wants to milk them. So
We're too busy milking chickens.
I don't even want to know how you would go about trying to milk
a snake.
Good one, Maddie. Good one, Maddie.
Well, that's how
great
they get the antivenom. You know, the
Well,
poison.
yeah, that's true.
They do
That
actually
is
have
true.
to milk a snake. Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Not a job for me.
No,
And
thank you.
Under the category, if you know, you know, Sandy says, and Sandy's not on video with us tonight.
Yeah,
Hello,
I
Sandy.
know. Where's Sandy?
Yeah, where's Sandy? You've got less than an hour here. But Sandy says, and again, if you know, you know, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. And I'll say nothing else.
I work all night.
Yes, we know. So
Yes.
Drew, get in contact with us. We will get you that t-shirt and a Kindle book. And we thank you so much for all of your support over the years, you and Chrisley.
Oh, well, thank you. And we really enjoyed those birthday videos.
Oh, good.
Birthday shout outs.
Good.
Those
good.
are awesome. And enjoy your programming. And thanks for all the good content.
Well, thank you. And by the
Yeah,
way,
thanks for
if you
listening.
want to personalize, and see, Drew, you led me right into this. If you want to personalize the video for your birthday, cameo.com/the Jim Harold. That's cameo.com/the Jim Harold. Thanks. Okay. Thank you, Drew.
Thanks, Drew.
All right. Thank
Have a
you.
good one. Have a good Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah.
Happy
Stay
Halloween.
spooky. But no,
All
you
right.
on a serious note, Jim, you really enjoyed doing the cameos. Because
I actually do.
You really feel like you get to know some of the listeners a little more personally when they, like write in what their interests are, and you enjoy giving them some personal shout outs and stuff. So and then this is not a commercial or an advertisement. He really does.
I'll bring
enjoy
it to
doing
you
that.
and I'll say, oh, look, how cool is this?
Yeah,
how
he
neat
does,
is
and
this?
it's really neat to see. So
It is.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
So what we're going to do next, I haven't looked at our lineup for like 2 hours.
Well, we kind of did this to the lineup when we lost the.
Yeah, when the
Throw that
tech went,
out.
we kind of did this to them.
Right.
We had this so organized this year, but
did.
so goes the
Look.
best laid plans of mice and men. Yes. So but the thing is that it's not what happens to you; it's how you react to it. So one more trivia before we go to another segment, and we'll get back and do more trivia. So if anybody's waiting, next up is Mark, and we always see Mark on these broadcasts every year, and we're glad to see you again. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Hey, Mark.
How are you?
We're doing well. So good to be with you.
Nice to be here.
So we have some trivia for you, sir.
Okay.
And you had some good comments in there.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
did.
that. I'm trying to see here, make sure I'm not repeating a question. So I think we were on. I'm just referring to my notes here.
Scotland?
Yes. No, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
Which
Which part of New Jersey is the Jersey Devil said to dwell in? Hoboken, Roxbury, the Pine Barrens, or Tony Soprano's backyard? That was mine. Yeah.
I want to say the Pine Barrens.
Well, you would be right, sir.
You
We
are
have
correct.
another winner. Tonight we just have so many winners. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Almost. Jimmy didn't win. I'm sorry about that. But let's see here. I just want to put. Oh, Doug said, "Oh no, I forgot to stand up. I have my campfire shirt on from last year." But he won. Oh, Doug, I'm sorry. Well, thank you though. Thank you for the thought. I appreciate it. So, Mark, you know the drill. You play every year, and you usually win. Mark was on our. I remember you were on our paranormal quiz show, and I thought you did an exceptionally good job on that show, if I remember correctly.
Thank you.
So
Yes,
you
you
are
did.
a trivia man. So you know the drill. Get in touch with us, jimharold.com/campfire. And as you know, I do send them out. It may take me a while, but we get them out to you.
You do.
Well, thanks
Yes,
so much,
Carol.
Mark. You have a great Halloween. Stay safe, stay spooky, and happy Halloween. All right.
Carol
So
said, winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Yep. Carol says, yep, winner. And Brecky says Hoboken is so fun to say. And
but
do you
Jim
know?
has-
Do you guys know?
Oh.
Now, you guys should know this. What famous person was born in Hoboken, New Jersey? Somebody you all know. Maddie, do you know?
The Cake Boss? Is it the Cake Boss?
Maybe I don't know.
Buddy
That's not the name.
Valaster.
More famous. More famous. Who, Dart?
Who's more famous?
Tour, perhaps
You cut out there.
a
Who?
famous singer.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
famous singer. Yes.
Oh,
I
Blue
highly
Eyes.
doubt anyone is more
Yes,
famous than
it
Buddy
is
Valaster.
Frank Sinatra. There you go.
It is Frank. Good old Frank.
Okay.
Kevin
let's
Smith.
see. Kevin Smith. Chikova's here. Hey,
Oh,
Chikova.
Chikova!
Long time no see. We got to do more of these. These are all, every time I do these, I'm like, we've got to do more of these. These are so much fun. All right. Well, next we're going to take a little break, and by the miracle of whatever the equivalent of videotape is, Lyle Blackburn is going to join us and talk about Texas Bigfoot. And here he is. Well, we're so lucky to have on our virtual Halloween party this year, Lyle Blackburn. He is expert in all things cryptid. He's a native Texan known for his work in writing, music, and film. The author of several acclaimed books, including The Beast of Boggy Creek and Sinister Swamps. Lyle Blackburn, welcome to the show today.
Hey, thanks for having me. Happy Halloween time.
Happy Halloween. Now, unfortunately, we are pre-recording this, so you don't get to see me dressed up as Chucky. So we're so glad to have you here to talk about your new book, Texas Bigfoot. Now, when I think of Bigfoot, I'm probably like a lot of people, I think about the Pacific Northwest. But why is Texas such a great place to write a Bigfoot book about?
Well, and that is, you don't immediately think of Bigfoot when you think of Texas. Most people's impression of our landscape is that it's sort of a John Wayne movie, ranches and wide open spaces. And certainly Texas does have that geographically, but actually the state is huge. And in the eastern portion, it's very heavily wooded, known as the Piney Woods. It even starts getting very swampy down in the coastal portions and the area where it begins to border Louisiana. And Texas ranks way up there in numbers of sightings for Bigfoot-like creatures, and sightings date back many, many years. So there's quite a significant number of encounters, and being that it's a big state with a varied landscape and a lot of history, there's some really amazing and just mind-blowing encounters and reports and newspaper articles that have been logged over the years.
Now, how far back do these sightings go? How far back have people reported seeing Bigfoot in Texas?
Well, other than, say, Native American tales, which we may presume to describe Bigfoot-like creatures, the first sort of recorded documents on this came from some newspapers starting in 1837 in the eastern Piney Woods of Texas. People began to report seeing some sort of upright creatures that left footprints. They were said to walk up on two legs like humans, yet they were covered in hair, something of a beast or ape-like. Of course, in 1837, the word Bigfoot or even Sasquatch wasn't known. So they were just described as mysterious beings who lived in the woods, and they would be seen from time to time. And in typical Texas fashion, some hunting parties went out and tried to actually lasso one of these creatures, and it was just simply too fast and ran into the woods. So early 1800s is the first mentions of these possible Bigfoots in Texas.
Now, when you talk about Texas Bigfoot, physically across the years, how does it compare to the reports from other parts of the country, other parts of the world? Is it pretty consistent, or does the Texas Bigfoot have some distinguishing physical features?
Well, we would like to, they say everything's bigger in Texas. So we'd like to, our Bigfoots here are the biggest. But typically it's just the kind of the ubiquitous reports. They seem to match other reports of these creatures all across North America. Some of these southern reports I've seen where people say they often drop to all fours, or they're a little more hairy, scary, swampy, more aggressive even. And you do see that in some of these Texas reports, but the descriptions I think are just fit right in with most Bigfoot reports from many other states, and certainly what we see in the southern U.S.
Now, I'm fascinated by all types of paranormal activity, and I put cryptids even in there, even though they may simply be animals. Although I know some people think that they're cross-dimensional, or some people may think they may be aliens, or there may be some kind of spiritual aspect to it. And I'm not discounting that totally, but I tend to think of them as animals. And I kind of go to a different place from day to day. One day you will ask me, Jim, what do you think about Bigfoot? And I'm like, yep, he exists. You just look at all the great accounts from very credible people, and you look at that Patterson-Gimlin film now that we could stabilize it and see muscle tone. I'm like, my goodness, that looks really good. Then the next day I'll be in a cranky mood and I might say, well, but we haven't found a body. And I know all the reasons why we wouldn't find a body. Nature takes care of its own and all of that. And we haven't found DNA. And on that day, cranky Jim will say, I don't think so. I mean, where do you stand on this? What do you think about not only Texas Bigfoot, but Bigfoot in general? Do you believe, and why, or do you not believe, and why?
Well, I'm with you on all those thoughts, and I think that's it kind of plagues all of us that research this. It's like 1 minute, you're talking to a witness, you've looked into history, like, man, there's just too many compelling reports. But yes, the fact that we don't yet have that absolute proof, has to keep one, skeptical, unless you're one of those that have had an up close and personal encounter. Well, the answer has already been answered for you. I've had what I consider a probable sighting, and other experiences that, can't make me conclude 100%. But I think surely that if you look at the reports and the encounters and the history on the whole, you're looking at the Patterson-Gimlin film, it's just too much to presume that this is all simply hallucination or made up or what have you. I kind of always started with at a young age to where I believe Bigfoot was just some undiscovered ape-like creature who, had small populations in pockets around the world. And, over the years, it's like the longer you go without proof, certainly people start playing in many other theories simply to try to explain how it is that credible people absolutely are encountering these things, yet we don't have that sort of smoking gun, if you will. So I just kind of remain balanced. I try not to come across as a believer or push people into, thinking anything more than I can assume my own self. But I certainly want these to be real, and I certainly believe they are in whatever way that is. And I think it just may be a matter of time and luck before we can come to some conclusion.
You actually kind of guessed my next question. Do you think that in the next 20, 30, 40 years, because I'm thinking that's probably at the outset the most I have left. So I'm hoping, I'm rooting for it. Do you think that we will come to an answer on this question, that something will be discovered where even the skeptics, even the debunkers have to say, yeah, there's something to this? Do you think that day is coming?
I think it is. I mean, although for the last a good 10 years, I've really thought, based on some encounters and some groups and some research, that I guess kept thinking any day now, this is coming, yet it still hasn't. So, I still am optimistic that yes, in the next 20 years, certainly something will become of it. And I think now the technology is very much catching up, to where it gives us more advantages. And I know the technology, as far as everybody's got a cell phone with a camera on it, is already there, but it's still a fleeting sighting of 2 or 3 seconds is still hard to get on camera, and they could possibly avoid game cameras. And I'm talking about other like eDNA, being able to get more of the thermal imaging system in place, that kind of thing, to where the technology, if they're out there, we're certainly zeroing in.
Where can they find you? Where can they find the book?
Well, my website, lyleblackburn.com, has links and information to all the various things I've done. As far as the books, they're all available on Amazon, including Texas Bigfoot, the new one. So those would be the great places to look. And I'm on Instagram, Facebook, just search Lyle Blackburn, and I wouldn't be too hard to find.
And make sure to check out Texas Bigfoot and all of Lyle's work and our upcoming interview on the Paranormal Podcast. Lyle, happy Halloween. I love the t-shirt. You are in the mood. I appreciate it. Happy Halloween to you and continued success in all your great research.
Thank you so much.
Hey, we are back, and we lost Dar, but I'm assuming that she just stepped out for a moment, as they say. In the interim, I wanted to give a shout out. Now we've got a couple of more segments coming up. Cassandra, with her dulcet tones, is going to read us a famous poem, a famous spooky poem. But in the interim, I wanted to ask Miss Natalie. Many people don't realize that Natalie plays a key part in the production of the Campfire Show, and she edits the stories. Now, the way it used to work is she would edit the stories and send them to me, and then I would edit the whole show and put it together. Now, just recently, we've enlisted some excellent editors. So now she does that, and then I send those stories over to the editors to do it, so we can do more things like video, hopefully. So, Natalie, I wanted to talk to you about what you're doing these days, and in terms of the editing of the Campfire stories. I know you were talking about how much you enjoy it and how some of them creep you out. So tell us about it.
Yes, I do love getting to hear all of the stories, getting like a sneak peek at what's coming up. I edit usually by myself, and sometimes it's late at night or whenever I end up getting to do it. And I'm hearing these scary stories, and it's dark outside, and it's dark in my room, and I'm creeped out. One in particular lately, Jack the cat, is freaking me out. It still freaks me out. Anytime I think about it, it's very scary.
You got your cat in the background.
Because,
yeah, your cat in the background.
Yeah, not as scary as Jack the cat, though. One of my favorite behind the scenes things, though, is when Dad forgets to end the recording after he hangs up, and you get a good 2 minutes of very quiet mumblings, or sometimes very
occasional
quiet
singing.
videos about some singing.
Yeah,
some
occasional
whistling.
singing.
Also videos about power tools in the background. I don't know what he's planning there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, perhaps.
I love my
but it's very
chainsaw.
Yeah, that's a little sneak peek of what you guys don't hear, but thank you. I'm so glad to be a part of it. It is really great, and I actually was on the last episode of Campfire, right?
Absolutely. You know, and this
Scary
we've got
story.
good voices. I mean, I've got to say, I don't know about me, but Dar's got a good voice, and Cassandra's got a good voice, and Natalie's got a good voice, you know? So, I'm lucky to be a part of a very talented family. And then I just want to go around and make sure we do this before the end. We've got to say our kudos to people. And the next person in line, according to the lineup here, is Maddie. And Maddie's been with us for several years, and she's like a part of the family. And she has just done so many tremendous things for us, and we appreciate it so much. Maddie, do you want to tell folks like what you do, which is kind of like everything?
What I do, everything you tell me to. I research the guests, and I book the guests, and I process the campfire things, and I talk to... What else do I do? I listen to things.
She makes sure she can catch any of my many mistakes.
Many mistakes.
Many
Yes.
mistakes.
She was
No.
she was vital in the Apple launch, Jim.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
We recently rolled out, by the way,
Vital.
apple.co.
That was the longest month of my life.
Apple.co/spooky. I never miss an opportunity for a plug, as you know. But the point is that we rolled out where we could have a plus club on Apple, and thank you, Apple. It's been great. But really, Maddie was absolutely instrumental in that. She uploaded something, what was it, 2,300 episodes?
Uh-huh. Yes, it was.
Uh-huh.
So she is awesome. She is the best. She is the best. So Maddie, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. And speaking of the best, Dar. Without Dar, we wouldn't be doing any of this because those kids there, and also the fact that when I said, hey, I want to quit my full-time job and I want to do this full-time, is that okay? And most spouses would say, are you crazy? And she didn't say that since she knew I was crazy, but she gave me the opportunity, and I thank you for that. And,
Thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you. And then finally, we're not done yet.
I thought we were.
Cassandra.
No, I think we are.
Yeah, I think we're good.
And Natalie's like, everybody's covered. Cassandra is awesome. She started her career in healthcare, but I still hold out hope that she's going to use that voice a little more that you hear on Unpleasant Dreams. And a little bit we are going to do. Cassandra should guest host Campfire. I think that's a great idea. So
tell her she has a good voice. She doesn't believe it.
Cassandra, you are so talented and you don't know it.
She doesn't believe.
Yeah, she is awesome. So
you won't believe.
and we're going to be doing some fun things with Unpleasant Dreams, something a little bit different. You'll be hearing about that soon. But really just we've enjoyed the first 2 seasons of that. Maddie's done a tremendous job. Cassandra, I think, has done a nice job on it. And we're looking forward to season 3. And Cassandra shortly will be reading us a selection, a spooky selection. So let's get back to some trivia. We have some people waiting here. We want to get to them. I'm going to try to suss this out by order. I think Cody was next. So let's go to Cody. Hey, Cody, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
Hey,
We're
Cody.
doing well. Thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. I appreciate it.
Well, glad to be here.
So, I assume you listen to the shows. What's your show of choice?
I love the paranormal podcast, but Campfire is my favorite.
I think that's most people. I have to say it.
Yeah.
The paranormal podcast is my firstborn, but I think the paranormal. I think the Campfire surpassed it in many ways. So we've got a trivia question here for you. And let me see if I could dial into the right one. That's the wrong one, but here we go. Hold on. Okay, Kobe, here we go. The ghost of this murdered woman came to her mother and revealed the name of her murderer. Was it A, Zona Hester Shue, the Greenbrier ghost, Martha Wyndham, the Red Lady of Huntingdon College, C, Kate Batts, the Bell Witch, or Mary Bregovy, Resurrection Mary? Drink another Snicker-teeny, Jim. Resurrection. Which one is it?
Just a little guess, but I think C.
Let's see here, and that would be. Ooh, I've got this one mixed up. Let me see if I can find it. That would be incorrect. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
Hard one.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the harder. Well, Kobe, thank you so much for listening, and really appreciate you taking time tonight to be on the show. And thank you for your patience. I know you were waiting quite a while, so thank you so much.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Have a great night, sir. I like your
Happy
background.
Halloween.
I like your background there. What does that red sign? I'm looking at the great best taste. I'm looking at your signs.
Oh,
that's kind of cool.
Move out of the way so you can see it better.
Hey, I'm all for a beer. In fact,
Oh, definitely.
that's the first thing I'm gonna have, I think.
Yeah,
All right.
you just can't go wrong with a good beer.
That's hey, I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you. Thanks for that, Kobe. You have a great night.
Yep.
All right. Next up, let's get Richard on the line. Richard, I know, has been a
Richard.
long-time supporter and a frightened one.
Woo!
Oh my!
Happy Halloween.
Yeah,
Love
thank
you.
you.
Halloween.
Chucky.
Woo!
You're in the full spirit.
Yeah. It's been great. It's great so far.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Richard.
That's
I know you've
awesome.
been listening for a long time. I love your costume.
Oh, thank you. Here's
All right,
two.
we're going to bring this question up again. The ghost of this murdered woman came to her mother and revealed the name of her murderer. Was it A, Zona Hester Shue, the Greenbrier ghost, Martha Wyndham, the Red Lady of Huntingdon College, Kate Batts, the Bell Witch, or Mary Bregovi, Resurrection Mary? Which one would it be?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
It is.
I'm going to say
Blame it on Maddie.
A.
Which one?
A.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah,
You are a
ding, ding,
winner.
ding.
Yeah, I don't have all my fancy sounds, but good job. Good
No.
job. So make sure to reach out at jimharold.com/contact and we will get you the gifts. And thank you so much. You've been listening for a long time. Am I correct?
Oh, yeah. I've shared quite a few stories too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I know you've been around for a long time, and our longtime listeners and storytellers, I really, really do appreciate them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being a part of the show tonight.
Sure. Love your show, Jim.
Thank you, Richard.
Great group
All
of
right.
people.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Happy Halloween.
Now, Sandy's here, but I don't see her video, so I can't add her. I don't know, Sandy, if you can turn on your video or you don't have video. I don't know. Let's see if we can get you on. In the meantime, we'll do one more trivia. We're going to do one more trivia, and then Cassandra is going to regale us with a classic tale. So if we can, so maybe Sandy, you can try to get that sorted, and we're going to go to Wendigo Derek. Hello, Wendigo Derek. Can you hear us? Can you see us? How are you, sir?
Hey, Jim. Hey, everybody.
Good to see you. Good
there
to
he
see
is.
you. So I've got a
good. I'm
trivia
not sure if
question.
there's a delay here. Can you hear me?
I can, but there is a delay. It seems like you're hearing the broadcast, not us. So there might be a little bit of delay on this. So I will just kind of vamp, and I'm going to bring up this question. That's the wrong
Okay,
question.
I'm just going to turn this down.
Okay. And when you're ready, let me know, and we'll read this question. Are you ready to hear the question?
Oh, yeah. This is an easy one.
Okay.
C. I'm a huge Johnny Depp fan. So C.
I didn't even get out Plan 9 from Outer Space, which was my joke answer. Yes, you are correct.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wendigo Derek is not joking around. I didn't even ask you where you're from, Wendigo Eric or Derek.
I'm actually from Edmonton, Alberta.
Woohoo!
Maddie is bringing the Canadians tonight. Excellent job. Excellent job. Well, we appreciate our friends up north. Always good to hear from you. And please reach out at jimharold.com/contact, jimharold.com/contact, and we'll get you that. Now, the t-shirt, we will definitely get you. The Kindle book is a little tougher because of all these wild international restrictions. I don't understand it. We'll figure something out. But thank you so much for listening.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Really appreciate
Love your
it.
show, Jim. I really do.
How long have you been listening?
Oh, probably since the beginning, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been listening to both the Paranormal podcast and the Campfire Tales, and I'm hoping to call one day and tell you my Ouija board story. So.
Oh, please do. jimharold.com/campfire. jimharold.com/campfire.
I definitely will do
thank
that.
you, Eric. Thank
All right,
you so
guys,
much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a good Halloween.
You too.
Happy Halloween,
everyone.
Stay spooky. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
All
I
right,
always
let's see if
loved
we can-
Alberta, Canada, because when I was in grade school, I had to do a report. We had to do reports on all the provinces in Canada, and Alberta was mine, and I was all excited.
There you go. There you go. I'm going to try to bring Sandy in because I don't know quite
that'd
what's
be
going
awesome.
on.
We haven't
But we're
seen
going
her
to
in
try.
so long.
Yeah, I think that's why the tech went bad, because she wasn't here. She's our good luck charm.
She is our good luck charm.
Sandy, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yes.
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Well, well, I'm on a Mac too. So, hello, people. I've let me, I don't know. I keep thinking, I keep pressing the stop cam and starting it, but
yeah, if you're on like a built-in
Maybe
with the
it's
Mac,
Stream.
but
Maybe
I've had
StreamYard, Jim. I mean,
well, I got to be honest. I got to tell you, I've never StreamYard. The reason I use it for these big parties, everybody, is because it's extremely reliable. There's other systems that I use for live streaming if it's just one or two people. But when we're doing something complicated with this, I use StreamYard because it's usually so like perfect. It just doesn't.
It says to me that you're supposed to be able to see me, but you can't. But that's okay.
Well, it tells me, Sandy, something very important. It's them. It's not me. So thank you for that.
Right.
So thank you so much for being part of the show tonight. It wouldn't feel like one of our shows if you weren't here.
Well, that is true. I actually, there was requests for me. They were actually requesting me. So that's scary, Anyway, I'm a disembodied spirit, everybody. I'm dead. That's why the screen is black. Don't be alarmed.
There we go.
Death got to me. This is okay. So anyway, I don't have a costume on anyway because I hurt my back, so I couldn't get into my Halloween stuff. So it's just as well. You'd have to see. I kind of look like one of the girls from Hocus Pocus right now. My gray hair is flying every which direction. So, Jim, how you doing, babe?
I'm tired. I want a beer. Kobe got me going. I'm like, I'm revving up for that beer after this is over.
Skip the Snicker-teeny.
Yeah. Well,
is it gone?
Here's what happened to my Snicker-teeny.
I don't think he skipped the Snicker-teeny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he skipped it. He skipped tasting it. It just went straight down into the gullet, man.
Oh my God. Well, everybody looks fantastic.
Those pre-works
everybody
snorts in.
I just want to say fantastic tonight. I mean, Dar, you look friggin' adorable.
Thank you.
God. I mean, I'm sure you have a headache by now, but you
I do. Well, I told Cassandra, I said, is it the Snicker-teenies or is it the headband?
No, it's the headband.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you
might be a little of both.
It hurts. Jim, of course, Jim has to crawl into bed with you tonight. So I don't know. I'd maybe keep snakes on. It would be fun.
Yeah, maybe. As long as he washes off that makeup.
See, when I had all my stuff, I was going to say, I was going to use the beep button and talk about the snakes on the plane, but I don't have my beep button now, so I can't do that joke. I don't know. That's the way it goes. Baby. Well, Sandy, I mean, I really mean this. It would not seem like one of our events here. It really would.
It's so true.
Well, I wish my camera was working because then I could make faces at you, but
you can do it anyway. We just won't know.
We just won't see you.
Yeah,
but,
that's right.
But you guys do such a. I just have to say, this is for everybody. I mean, I watch the chat a lot because I do moderate on other YouTubes, and everybody really is enjoying themselves and having a great time. And I just think it's just so much fun that you guys, I know you put so much effort into this. So thank you from all of your listeners that how much you guys dedicate your time and just, give us an escape at the end of a long day to just go off and get the bejesus scared out of us, because but it's a great thing. And I have to say, Jim, your campfire with the creepiest campfires. Oh my God, freak me out. Every
well, that actually, we have to thank our virtual campfire group because somebody just posted, "What's your creepiest campfire stories?" And I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm like, well, I'll just go through that. And Maddie was instrumental. I said, Maddie, can you go through this and find the ones that were some of the most popular ones? So really, I have the audience and Maddie to thank for that, not me. And just So thank you, virtual campfire members,
Really?
virtualcampfiregroup.com.
Well, Maddie, you did a fantastic job.
She does. She's instrumental.
Mhm. Hey, I
Yep.
wanted to say to you, Jim, I think, you should probably think about doing a YouTube thing with Jody and have people call in and talk to her, because I think you could do an hour easy with her. And
Oh,
because
yes.
people had so many questions that I think were important to them that you just can't get through. And
No.
she's just such a beautiful person that I
Oh,
think
yes,
that would
she
be a
is.
wonderful
I
experience for
really, and I've
everybody.
said this countless times, but just a little behind the scenes. I've been handing a lot of the audio editing off to external editors over the last 2 or 3 weeks intentionally, so I can do more video.
That's
I think
good.
that we're missing out on something people would enjoy, something I
Right.
would enjoy. So I know I've said it many times, but this time it's real. We're gonna be doing more videos. So
That's
well,
fantastic.
Sandy, thank you as always. Always a pleasure. Stay safe, stay spooky.
Yes.
Happy Halloween, and we look
Happy
to
Halloween.
seeing you next time.
Back at you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Bye.
Sandy.
you.
Bye.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
All
And I have
right.
to agree with LOL Squad 45, loving Maddie's hair. In fact, while Sandy was talking, I was looking, I'm like, that color just like becomes you. It's very nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good. Everybody looks so good tonight. Everybody looks so good. I don't know about me. I look like I've been in a car wreck, but everybody else looks great. So a couple things. We're gonna do, Cassandra, mentally prep yourself. I know that you come from the drama world, so dig deep,
Do those
and center
ground-
yourself. Get ready to those because you're going to be in solo. When we do this, you're going to be in solo screen, so the pressure is going to be on.
Ooh.
So
I will just sit. I will sit and drink and
I
listen.
just want to say something to a couple of people. We had some people in here. I see David, and I see Brecky, and I see Dave, and I see Doug and Derek again. We're going to try to get to you guys before the end of the broadcast after Cassandra's dramatic reading. Cassandra, are you ready to regale us with your dramatic reading?
Absolutely.
All right.
So I'll
Well,
be
let's-
reading the classic The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. It's published in 1845. And I really love this poem just for its musicality and just the drama of it all. So I'm so excited to share it with you all. All right, so here we go. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly. I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my book surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, 'tis this, and nothing more." Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating, then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, Long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore? This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, with when many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above the chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Thou crest thy be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, Nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, Doubtless, said I, what it utters is only stock and store caught from some unhappy master whose unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, Nevermore. This I sat, engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent me, by these angels he hath sent thee respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempest set or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yes, all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, please, I implore. Quoth the raven, Nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, profit still if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden within the distant Aidenn, it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as thy token of thy lie thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit thy bust upon the door. Take thy beak out from my heart and take thy form off from the floor. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. In his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Thank you.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Very well done. Very well done.
Wow.
And I just have to
Brava.
brag on you a little bit. We've got some good comments here from the audience. So this is not from a proud dad. This is from some folks out there. And just want to kind of elevate some of these. Thank you, Robert. And we'll just flow through a few of those. A moment to be a proud dad.
Awesome.
So there we have it. Well done. Very well done.
Yeah,
A couple
very
of notes.
nice.
A couple of notes. Well, one note. The
Yes.
other one, I don't know if I can share. I'll share it offline with folks, which is good news. But another really good piece of news is we hit 10,000 YouTube subscribers. Thank you so much.
Yay!
So thank you
Woohoo!
all. And let's see here. I think we had a super chat way back, and I'm trying
We
to find it.
did. It was Quan.
Quan Tron. So I
Yes.
apologize it took us so long. Everything has been going so quickly and so fast that that we missed out on that. But and then we have some other news that I'll share offline, but kind of neat news about the podcast. I'll share it next week with you all, so you can stay in suspense of that. And nobody on this call knows what this is. I just got an email.
Ooh.
So a red letter night.
Even with tech
Okay.
issues. Yeah.
So let's try.
And I
Well,
saw
other than
Bandrew
that,
at
other
some
than
point.
that.
So I wanted to say hi to Bandrew.
Yes. Hi, Bandrew. Hi.
He was
And-
here. And I saw Lauren. Hi, Lauren. I haven't
Hi,
talked to her
Lauren.
in
Yeah,
ages.
yeah. And Bandrew, so I know that this is not the proper mic setup because
Yeah.
Andrew
If you
is the
weren't with
mic
us
god,
earlier.
and he'll be wondering what was Jim doing. So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
But you know
Chicova
what? This
from
has probably been our
Schenectady.
best. Ironically, this has probably been our best Halloween broadcast ever, I think. So it's funny how that works out. And great job, Cassandra. And great job,
Yes,
everybody.
thank you.
So let's try to wrap up here. We've got a few people here waiting in the wings, and I'm just going to cycle
good.
through them all. No particular order. I have 5 people. I have Derek, David, Doug, Brecky, and Dave. And I'm going to go back to Derek because I don't know if he had something that he wanted to say. Derek, did you have something that you wanted to add, or were you just hanging out? I think he might just be hanging out. Hold on a second. I think he might have just been hanging out. Derek, are you there? Did you? Oh, you need to
He's on
unmute.
mute.
Oh, I'm not hearing you.
What happened?
We can't hear Derek. I don't know what happened. Well, Derek, I'm sorry. Can you try one more time? We're not hearing you. I don't know what happened. Well, I'm sorry, but Derek, thank you for all your support. I appreciate it. You have a great evening. I don't know what happened there. Good old StreamYard's failing us tonight. Let's go to.
I will pick a better costume next year so as to not curse everything.
All right, let's
Maybe
try
like cursed
David.
mythology characters should like not
Hey,
be
David.
You
on
turned
here.
StreamYard to stone.
That's right. Hey, David, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yeah, I can. Can you guys hear me?
We can. How?
David?
Where are you calling from tonight?
Bend, Oregon.
There you go. Not
Nice.
quite
I
Canada,
love-
but you're getting up that way.
I love Jim Harold's Campfire. I listen to
Thank
it
you.
all the time. I've
Awesome.
been listening for about 3 years now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we're so
Awesome.
glad to have you,
Super
and
fun.
we really appreciate that. That's very, very kind. Let's see if we can get you a trivia question here. That's not the right one. Okay, we did that one. All right. All right. Hold on a second. Which of these horror movies is not adapted from literature? A, The Thing, B, Bird Box, C, Hereditary, or D, Hellraiser?
If you were listening in earlier, you might have a hint as to which one it's not.
Let's see. I'm gonna guess it's either Hereditary or Hellraiser. Let's go with Hellraiser.
Oh, I'm so sorry, David. I'm sorry. Well, we'll be doing this again. We're going to be doing more stuff. I'm absolutely convinced we're going to be doing more videos. So, David, thank you so much for being so kind to come in and be patient. I know folks are patient while you're waiting for your turn and stuff. And thank you so much. And happy Halloween to you, and stay spooky.
Great poetry, Cassandra. That was a really good reading. It was excellent.
Thank you so much.
Really entertaining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Happy Halloween.
Thank you so much. Happy Halloween.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Brecky. Hi, Brecky. How are you?
I'm good. Hello. Hello. Happy Halloween, all.
Happy Halloween. Where are you calling in from tonight?
I'm calling in from Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Cool. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you.
And I think I'm the only one. My favorite is your original podcast. Is the paranormal podcast. It's my fave.
You're the one. No.
I'm the
one.
Jim,
that's not true.
There has to be one.
I have a
It's like the
soft spot
Highlander. There can only be one, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. How long have you been listening?
About 4 years.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
4 years. So not as long as some of these folks. I'm impressed. I'm real impressed. 4 years is about when I discovered podcasts. So
Cool. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's get you a trivia question. Probably we did that one. I keep picking the wrong ones. Okay. Which of these horror movies is not adapted from literature? A, The Thing, B, Bird Box, C, Hereditary, D, Hellraiser.
I have no idea. So I'm going to go with C.
Well, you evidently had an idea because you.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Yeah.
So
Mary's
just-
favorite movie.
There you go. We watched it and it was wild. I mean, and the funny thing was after, did you see the movie, Brecky?
No, I'm a weenie. So
Not
I'm
a good one to start with.
I am Queen Weenie, and I don't watch scary movies.
I will share
I
that
just,
title with you.
My husband watches them, but not me.
Oh, they all do. And then they get mad at me because I, come on, Mom. And I'm like, no.
No, no, thanks. I
No,
love
thanks.
spooky stories, and I don't. But I have to listen to Campfire during the daytime. If it gets dark, I can't do it. I can't, because then it's like, is it something that I can't see?
Yeah. Every little noise, okay, is something in the corner? Did something just move? Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah, there have been times when I've been listening to back-to-back episodes of either your show or Astonishing Legends, and your voices, I'll swear that I'm like hearing them. I'll be like, wait, is that a theme song? Is that a voice? So I have to control myself. I feel like, nope, I gotta go listen to some music or something for a day or two, so I don't scare myself too much.
Well, go over to jimharold.com/contact. Let us know your information and we will get the applicable items out to you. And thank you so much for being a part of the event tonight. And thank you for listening to the shows and liking the Paranormal Podcast. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
There we go.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I have to disagree with Derek. He says I should give Hereditary a try. No,
It's not,
not
no,
that
Mom.
bad.
It's not that bad.
Shut up, Natalie. Because
It's
you
not
said
that
it was
scary.
horrible, and Mom would go out of her mind if she
No,
watched
But
it.
ceiling Tony Collette though.
But Tony Collette just wants to crawl on your ceiling and say hello. It's not that scary.
All right. Here goes with Dave. Hey, Dave, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How's it going, guys?
Good. Good to see you again. Where are you calling from tonight?
I'm from Chicopee, Mass.
Cool.
I've been on the show. I've been on Campfire a few times. It's pretty cool to talk to you all.
Well, cool to talk to you.
Talk to you.
Are you ready for some
Yeah.
trivia?
Well, first off, I want to say I'm shocked that the person didn't realize that the movie Hellraiser was based off Clive Barker's book.
Mm-hmm.
Hellraised Hell, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hellbound
That
Heart.
sounds about
Yeah.
right. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
We've got a couple
Yeah,
of literary experts here between Maddie and Cassandra.
all right. So I'll do some trivia. Yeah.
Not you, Natalie. No, I'm sure.
Well,
You're right.
well, you guys know your stuff too. I'm probably actually no, seriously, I'm the weakest one here in terms of literature. No question. I'm the weakest one. A weak mind. Okay, next up. Okay. In what country did, Dave, the phrase trick or treat originate? Canada, Slovakia, Ireland, or Transylvania?
The original thing was it's an Irish thing, but it originated actually in the USA. But it's from Ireland, from the holiday Samhain.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That is not correct. It was one of the four there, and it wasn't Ireland. So I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry. But thank you so much for being a part of this. I appreciate it. Which show is your favorite? Is it Campfire, Paranormal Podcast? Which one's your favorite?
Oh, I love Campfire. I've been on there before.
Right.
I talked about the Ghost Runner.
Yep.
So it was really cool, and I got my coworkers to start listening to it because of me being on there. So
Excellent. Well, Dave, thank you so
Yeah.
much, and thank you for being a part of the Campfire. Stay safe, stay spooky, and happy Halloween. Thank you again.
Yes, happy Halloween.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, cut him off. I didn't mean that. It's always so tough to know when to push the button. So we've got two more people. We've got Heather, and it's cut off. I can't see the other name. It's Heather and Colette. Heather and Colette, can you hear us?
We're on.
You're
Hello?
on. Can you hear us?
You gotta move up.
Hello, can you hear us? I think they've got a delay. I tell you what, we're going to come back to you, okay? We will. a little oopsie there. All right, let's go to Doug because he had something I think he wanted to show us. Hold on. Oh, I removed him. I'm going to add him. Hold on. You're back. He wanted to show us his T-shirt. Jim Harold's Campfire T-shirt. I love it, Doug. Love it. Oh, there you go.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for wearing the shirt, donning the merchandise. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. And you can hear this and more at Jim Harold's Campfire.
All right. Very
There
good.
we
Well, thank you, Doug. I appreciate all your support. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, you guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. We're going to go back to Heather and Colette and watch your language. Can you guys hear us? Can you unmute your mic? Can you hear us, guys? Unmute your mic. This would be our last question of the night. I have one question I want to get in at Natalie's request. But can you hear us, Heather and Colette? Okay. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
great. We've got,
Can
where are
you
you
see
calling
us?
in from
No,
tonight?
not really. It's dark as hell.
Where can
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Okay, where are you calling in from tonight?
No, we're right here. Got you.
All right. Okay.
Make
Now, are
sure
you ready
you're
for-
listening via StreamYard and not the YouTube or wherever else you have it open.
And we're not, but we're on our patio, so it's really dark.
Okay, that's all right. Let's throw up a question for you. That's not the one. No, that's not the one.
There's only 2 people. We're failing.
I'm trying to get to the one.
We're
that,
from Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. Well, that's excellent. Very good. I was trying to find that question. I can't find it. Natalie, do you know which one it is? I was asking.
Cassandra
Natalie.
was trying
Pac-Man?
to.
Yeah, the Pac-Man ghost. The Pac-Man story question. I'm not finding it. It was there.
You could
before.
ask it aloud.
That's all right. We'll just go with another one. All right, guys. That's not, well, that is the question. So, Heather and Colette, here's your question. What country did the phrase trick or treat originate? Canada, Slovakia, Ireland, or Transylvania? Can you hear us?
I
Heather and
learned
Colette, can you hear?
or the orientation of jack-o'-lantern just today. So this one's throwing me off.
What country did the phrase trick or treat originate? Canada, Slovakia, Ireland, or Transylvania?
We're gonna go with Canada.
You would win. You got it. Very good. Very good. So just go over to jimharold.com/campfire, jimharold.com/campfire, and send us your information, and we will get a t-shirt out to you guys. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. We love you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And
Happy
thank
Halloween.
you, everybody. We've done it. We've come to the end of the stream. I just want to give everybody a big thank you. Natalie, Maddie, Dar, Cassandra, thank you for sticking with us. I mean, the vast majority of our people stuck with us all night. I'm just looking at some comments here because I haven't had a chance to bring those up. Let's see here. Canada making up stories to sound cooler. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Someone said that they lived in Canada and they did not know that. Let's see. Lauren said she was super happy to catch a few minutes. We just got back from a Halloween party.
Cool. Derek also said Canada wasn't a real country. So
I saw that, but I wasn't going to put that up because I didn't think that.
Well, it's a joke.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Oh, Hillary says her boyfriend got this question wrong last year. Sands Dixon says, you're the reason I began listening to podcasts. Over 12 years later, you're still my favorite podcaster. Keep up the great work. Well, I think that's the most important thing. No, seriously, thank you all. We appreciate everything you do for us. You make it possible for us to do what we do. And we enjoy very much doing it, as if you couldn't tell that. So I hope you have a very safe Halloween. I hope you have a very happy Halloween. We've had a few tough years here the last few years, and I hope that maybe this one is a little bit better for you and your family. And I hope you enjoy it because, as I said in the newsletter that I think is coming out tomorrow, Maddie helps me with that too, of course. I think the Halloween gives us a chance to be kids again. We get to dress up, eat too much candy, and be kind of silly. And I think in this world that we live in today, we need a little bit more of that. And I'm glad that you let me be a little bit silly with you and my family tonight. And we thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time. As always, stay safe. Happy Halloween. And I wouldn't be doing my job unless I said, stay spooky. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Happy Halloween.